Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is ASO Tarot, and in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be looking at where your connection, no matter where your connection is with this person, is headed. So this is actually a poll winner, not a winner, but it was like a really close second in the last poll that I did, and I was meaning to do this reading before I went on vacation, but unfortunately I did not have time. So now that I have the time, we are doing that for you. But since I felt like situationship was kind of limiting, we are just opening it up to whatever type of connection. I am gearing more towards romantic connections, but you know, wherever the connection is at, like whether you're talking to this person, whether it's a situationship, whether you're dating them, whether you are in a committed relationship with them, whatever it may be, we're keeping it open for all of those. And then in the extended, which we actually have today, we are actually going to be looking at what spirit thinks of this person, what they think of your connection with them. We're going to be kind of getting their raw and honest opinions, so I'm kind of interested to see what's going to come out there. And we're also going to be doing tons and tons of channeled messages. But for the main video, we have 4 piles to choose from. Starting with pile 1, we have the Moon Void Tarot and this Rose Quartz. It's not technically a tower, but I'm just going to call it a tower. Tower. And then for pile 2, we have the Maker's Tarot, and we also have this Black Obsidian Tower. And then for pile 3, we have the Spiritsong Tarot, and we also have this Pyrite Tower. And then finally for pile 4, we have the Omni Tarot and this beautiful piece of Lemurian Quartz. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to decide which pile you feel most drawn to. It's absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one. In every single pile, we'll start with a connection check to look at the energy. So if you don't resonate with the energy, then it's likely not your pile. You can feel free to try a different pile and see if you can find your energy there. If not, there may just not be messages for you in this reading, and that's absolutely okay. But once you have picked your pile or piles, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description box or the comment section, where I will have all the timestamps listed below. So once you have picked your pile, you can go ahead and find that, and I will see you in your reading. Hi there, pile 1. If you guys chose the Moon Void Tarot and this Rose Quartz guy, this is going to be your reading on where this connection is headed. Now, I had to redo this intro because I started laying your cards out, and then I totally realized that I shuffled these in a different way than I thought I did. It's been that long. It's been like a week. So this is actually all going to represent your person. This side is going to represent their actions towards you. This side is going to represent how they truly feel. So your way to know whether this person is the person that you're thinking of and the person that you want to know about, like the connection, where it's headed, you should be at the very least be able to tell based on their actions, if not their energy, and then their overall energy towards the connection, or the overall energy of the connection, who this is. And then if this is resonating, we're going to see where the connection is heading. We're going to get some channeled messages and finish off with some advice. And then we'll move into the extended, where we are going to hear Spirit's unfiltered opinion about them. And you know what? I'm excited. I want Spirit to go in. I don't know. I'm feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. That's all I can say. Okay, let's go ahead and start and see who this person is that's coming through that you're asking about, to see if you can find out if this is where they want to start or whether this is the connection you're asking about. So let's start with this person's actions towards you. So to start, we have the rabbit. I just heard in my head, oh, I hate wabbits. Who is that? Elmer Fudd. We also have daydream. We have walking away. And we have I forgive myself for giving my power away by valuing the opinions of others over my own. I choose to believe that when I trust myself to clarify and stand by my own truth, I allow for the creation of a world I actually want to live in. So the ego response that this person shows around you or about you is conformity. And then how they truly feel about you is being represented by the oyster, communication, Spirit, and door to Spirit. Okay, and then the overall energy of the connection, or how they're seeing it, is the fault line, I'm burping, excuse me. And the 6th house in reverse, routine. Okay. Yeah, this person is terrified of you, if I can be honest. I just keep hearing, oh, I hate rabbits, but I need to stop. I need to stop. Okay. With the fault line here, this connection I feel like is very delicate right now. Either because like this is your partner and you guys recently got into an argument, or maybe there's been disagreements between the two of you, or maybe this is just a connection where things have always been rocky, like you never really feel secure or safe in it. Because that's at the very least, like even if you feel secure and safe in it, this person doesn't. In fact, I would say in terms of their behavior towards you starting out with this rabbit, it does kind of seem like this person either avoids you. If they are around you, they probably seem really withdrawn and withheld. It almost kind of seems like even when they're with you, they're off somewhere else. But it's almost like they're afraid to speak. It's almost like they have something that they want to get out, but they're always too afraid to say it when they're around you. Or it's like even if they do have things they want to say, they're afraid of what might happen when they say them. It's almost like this person, you know, is just very easily spooked. And so it kind of seems like they may be running away from this connection, or they may be stepping away from this connection. And for some of you, I get the vibe like you may be really confused by that. Like it's not like you're out here like, you know, with a scream mask, just in a knife, like running and, you know, saying, hey, give me a hug, while you have like knives and you look all stabby. Like that's not your energy. But I do think the energy of this connection is something that scares this person. In fact, one thing that I'm hearing is it's almost like you're safer in their daydreams than you are in their reality. Because it's almost like they do daydream about this connection a lot. And I think that if you pick up on that, like you feel like you share an energetic connection with them, it might actually be really fucking irritating, because like they may be giving you energy, and then it's like you receive that and you think, okay, maybe it's this person, like they want to holler, like they want to talk, like, so then you may actually try to do something, and then it scares this person away, and they're like me, and they just go off. And so for you might be like, I don't understand this person, and I don't think this person understands themselves either, with peace and love. So if you feel bad about that, don't. But I do think that this person, you know, obviously, like, I don't think rabbits are very solitary creatures. You know, the phrase is, you know, fuck like rabbits, not masturbate like rabbits. So I think that there's a lot of, I feel like the point of me thinking of all that was that I do think that this person has some kind of friend group, or if it's not a friend group, it's just like, it doesn't even have to be a particular friend group. It could just be like the types of friends they're around, or the types of people they're around, or the types of connections that they're used to are nothing like what you're nothing like what they're used to, I guess, if that makes sense. And so because like the energy of this connection is so different, because we'll get there, I do think that there's a spiritual element to this. I think that it makes this person incredibly uncomfortable. You know, to have their actions being shown as an earth energy really goes to show me that I think this person tries their best to be practical, especially with this 6th house energy here. The fact that it's in reverse, I do think maybe this person is a very like pragmatic, practical type person. Maybe they have a set routine that they really like, or they just don't really like to be put outside of their routine, or they're afraid of anything that isn't what they're used to, because this could just be an overall general fear of the unknown. But I also think as well, maybe they haven't developed enough self-confidence yet to determine for themselves what they deem like good for them or not good for them. I think that they still really rely on the words and opinions of others to kind of validate what they're experiencing. And so it's almost like you're safest in their daydreams, because they don't even really want to tell people about you. Because what I find really interesting with this fault line, like if you have history with this person, I definitely think that that is, they think about what has happened in the past. So if you feel like this connection has been in some type of limbo, or you're like wondering what's going on here, it's almost like this person is trying to prolong the limbo because they're too afraid to face this energy. Like with the sixth house being in reverse and the fault line upright, it honestly makes me think of like if for example, you were standing on a frozen lake, and you know, if the ice was weak, and the ice started cracking, and you could see like all the cracks in the lake, and you're like, you know, fuck, I hope I don't fall in. I almost feel like this person, you know, they're very afraid of touching this situation like energetically, because it's almost like the ice will break, they'll break the ice will break through, and then it's like they'll have to face whatever is underneath the ice, whatever is in the water. And with this sixth house in reverse, it's like right now, you're not in every day. I would say that if you're dating this person, it's either like long distance, or you both have to, or you're not like living together yet. Because I feel like with this sixth house being in reverse, if it were upright, I would guess that you both are like living together, and, you know, just the everyday, you know, crap that you deal with when you're living with another human could be affecting this, but it's not. So I feel like this person worries about how you would fit into their life, and also how you would change their life. And so in terms of their actions, it's like if there was a button that just said avoid, like this person would just like hit it over and over and over again, like avoid, 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 avoid. I can't deal with this. And I definitely think that what's really interesting is like with the daydream being 11 and the communication being 2. Also, sorry if I sound really nasally, by the way. I'm sick. I've been sick. But I don't have COVID because I took a COVID test before I went to Canada, and then I got to Canada and they made me take another COVID test. So I know for a goddamn fact that I'm a negative twice. I don't have it. Anyway, just had to vent about that. It's okay, Canada. I don't blame you. Thank you for being safe, but it was kind of frustrating. I wish you would have just told me that I could take one there and not have to take one here. It was a whole thing. Anyway, this person has feelings for you. Like, can we talk about that? Because I think you know that. Because they probably, like, do some bullshit where, like, they run away, but they're still looking back, like, oh, like, what's up with pile 1? Like, it's almost like they don't want to address the situation because they don't want to face it and make it better, but they also don't want to break it off. They're afraid of both options because they don't know what to do. But what's interesting is Spirit is just as frustrated with them as you are. Now, I don't know that you're frustrated with them, but I get, like, just feeling this energy, I get the vibe like you might be. But Spirit is trying to talk to them. Like, Spirit is trying to get through to them, and they're still not budging. In fact, I think that they are, like, gripping to 3D reality, like, as tightly as they can, because there's a lot of weird spiritual shit going on underneath the surface, and I think that's also affecting how they're able to go about their everyday routine. Because what I see here, like, with this sixth house in reverse, it's like the things that brought them satisfaction seem to no longer be bringing satisfaction, but the things that they think might bring them satisfaction scare the living hell out of them. So they're like, oh, nope, I would rather stay in this comfort zone. I like this comfort zone. I've made it all nice and pretty. I'm good with this. But with this oyster card here, it's like they do have feelings for you. What those feelings are and the extent of them, I think, is different. It's going to depend on the type of connection. It's going to depend on how long you've known this person, how much you have been through with this person. It's all semantics, but there are feelings here. But I think the problem is that this person is so closed off to them that, like, they won't even consider spiritual guidance or spiritual communication about what's going on here. I just heard Dolly Parton, like, working 9 to 5. Just a banger song, but maybe that's significant for somebody. It seems like this person does really want to talk to you and to explain, like, why they're like this. For some of you, if this helps, this person may have a stutter. Not all of you, of course, but I do think for some of you, this person could have a stutter, or maybe they don't have a lot of confidence about how they speak. I'm seeing a kid in, like, speech language, like working with a speech language pathologist, is that called? Something like that, like working on, I don't feel like this person is very confident in their voice or how to speak. Like they and honestly, there's like a dryness when it comes to their ability to like perceive things emotionally. Like they're either emotionally unavailable, emotionally shut down, or they just like don't feel comfortable dwelling in their emotions, so they just, you know, closed up the emotional body, sealed that up tight. Like, nah, we don't want to deal with that. It's too much. I think this person is very afraid of how their emotions may affect them, or how or just feeling the pain of painful emotions. Because with this door to spirit and then spirit here, I definitely think that there is a spiritual aspect to this connection. I do think that you serve a spiritual purpose in this person's life. To the extent of it, I don't know. For some of you, you could be a catalyst for like helping this person go within. For others, there could be something deeper. I guess we'll really see when we get into the tarot, but I don't even want to say like for certain, because I think, you know, obviously relationships can change and evolve over time, and you know, you got to give yourself time and space to determine that for yourself. But if you're a very spiritual person, I think part of what makes this person afraid of you is your spiritual side. I do think, like, especially if you have psychic abilities, well, everybody has psychic abilities. Let me rephrase that. If you use your psychic abilities, if you know how to use them, you know what to do, and you actively use them or are spiritual, I think this person really fears that, kind of from like a sense of like, what do you know? I'll actually, Spirit wants me to tell this story, so I will, because it's really funny. One of my close friends from like grade school came over, and she hadn't seen me for a while, but she knew I was doing all the tarot stuff, and I asked her, you know, like, hey, like, do you want me to give you a reading? And she was like, yes, but I have to confess something. And I was like, what? And she was like, I'm talking to my ex. And I was like, she was like, I was afraid you were gonna find out in the cards, so I just told you. And I just thought that was so cute, because like, obviously, do what you want, queen, I just want you to be happy. But second, like, she was so afraid of what I would see or what I would pick up, that she just confessed to me willy-nilly, like, what was going on in her life, because she was more afraid of what I would pick up on, which I think is so precious. Like, I love her, but like, it's just interesting. I think for people who don't understand these sorts of things, you know, they're more afraid of like, what do they know? Like, and I think that that's the case for this person, you know? Like, you know, when you're a kid and you're like, how much do my parents know? Or like, you know what I mean? It's almost like this person doesn't know how much you know. And I think they're freaked out by your ability to know things. And so as a result, they're like, I don't want to be in the vicinity of this person, because I don't even want to know what they're going to figure out about me. And it's like, they'll ruminate and freak out over what it is that you may have like picked up on or thought. And it's like, it's so much. And I think that this person does desire to be more spiritual, but I think they're just overwhelmed by the spiritual stuff, and the fact that it seems like you could be a very good spiritual resource for this person, and they know that, and they don't want to open up that, they literally don't want to open up that door. They're very afraid, because like, and what we even see, what's that song where they're like, don't you open up that window, like whatever that is. I just heard that. If that's significant to somebody, I swear I don't even know where that came from. I don't know who sings it, I don't know who does it, but could be there for someone. With this little dove here, you know, obviously doves represent peace, and I definitely think that this person, like, I feel like they want answers. They want to understand this. And like, if you think about it, it's like this person daydreams about communicating with you, but they don't actually want to communicate with you. Because like with this 11 and this 2 are kind of mirrored here. Obviously, they're just come in different forms. And so it's almost like, I feel like this person tries to get information from your higher self, because it's less intimidating than getting information from your 3D self. Now, I don't think that this person is able to differentiate higher self from 3D self. They probably don't even know what that is, or that that's a thing. So I would assume that they feel like they're asking your energy, or they're asking you. But I do think they daydream about you a lot. But I also think they really care about their image. They really care about being accepted by others. And Maybe you're into some weird spiritual stuff, or maybe they're afraid of the spiritual stuff, or they're almost judging themselves for it. I will say I can relate to this energy. I think like when I first started reading tarot, a lot of the spiritual stuff I was like a judgmental prick about, and like I just didn't understand it. And there's a lot of things within the spiritual community that I was a judgmental prick about until I actually like started exploring it myself, and then realized, oh, like I'm being a judgmental prick for this and like judging something that I didn't know. So I definitely think that it's just kind of on this person's journey, like they're needing to figure it out. One funny thing about this card, that this is just a comment that adds no value, but I just want to say it. It looks like this says Spirit instead of spirit. I thought that. Anyway, what do you think, Spirit? Spirit says they like spirit, so we're gonna use spirit. But and actually what's interesting is that if you notice within this card, the pointer finger is the one that's pointed upright, and I'm pretty sure the pointer finger is associated with like ego, because it's like the finger you point at people for. I accidentally point at people all the time. I feel so bad. I don't even mean to. It's just like mindless. I never mean to be rude. I'm just like pointing. But maybe Spirit is saying that this person right now is like kind of headed towards an ego death, and maybe like maybe you challenge this person's ego, because if you're a very spiritual person or you're just very different, like you're going to obviously like put cracks and like fissures into this person's like, you know, pristine mask or shield or ego that they hide behind. And I think it's hard because it's like you open the door to something that's really intriguing and they really want to explore. But I feel like this person knows that once they go through that door, it's like they're going through some kind of point of no return. Like they'll never be able to view life the way they do now if they go through that door. And so I think they're so afraid of losing their grip on the reality that they have now and what it might mean for them and what it might mean for their life if they lived life from a more deeply meaningful place. It's like they're not only closed off to you, they're closed off to spirit too. They're closed off to pretty much everybody or anybody that tries to go beneath the surface, and that includes spirit. Like I think that even if this person is a spiritual person, they're probably not interacting with their guides. They're probably not doing much spiritual stuff right now. It kind of seems like they're trying to gather their bearings in the real world, and they're not trying to dwell on this situation. Like it's like every time they think about it, it seems like there's just more anxiety or just more that they don't understand. And it's like rather than it's almost like there's I just heard the song Bulletproof by somebody. I can't remember who it's by, but it's a pretty common song, like this time baby I'll be bulletproof or something like that. But I don't think this person is bulletproof. That's the ironic thing. I think actually they're very close to like cracking. Like something's very close to shifting, which I guess we'll have to see. Because honestly, I could totally see this person, depending on who it is, they could run forever or they could face it. It really all just depends. In terms of signs though, if that's going to be helpful, we have earth signs here. So like this person could have an earth rising or an earth Mars, which that would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or earth Venus. But they could also just have any placements this way. And we also have water placements, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So those could be signs, but your person does not, they could be all air and fire, and in this reading could still resonate. It doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and see where things are headed with this connection, because this person is clearly very, feel like I need to take a deep breath. They're very hesitant, like incredibly hesitant, if I'm being honest. And this is a really frustrating energy for you guys to be in, like for sure. But it's interesting because it does seem like something is going to like break or at some point, right? It's kind of the vibe that I was getting at the very least, but I guess we'll have to see. Okay, let's give these a couple good shuffles. I'm intrigued to see what Spirit is going to say about them in the extended, because it definitely seems like Spirit is also kind of frustrated with this person. But I mean, like Spirit doesn't really get frustrated because like Spirit's patient as hell. They're like, baby, I will wait until your next lifetime to harass you if that's what you want. Like, Spirit's got all the time in the world. Like, you know how, like, in school, your teachers would say shit like, you know, when you cheat on your homework, you only cheat yourself. And you're like, yeah, lady, like, it's not going to stop me. It's almost kind of like that, but actually more real. Like, yeah, you're really not cheating yourself when you don't do your math homework. Oh, that's bad. Try on your math homework, please. I don't mean that. I guess I'm just bitter at the school, at my school systems, because they indoctrinated me for years and now I'm not doing anything with it. So I'm like, wow, if I had just allowed myself to be creative and have fun, like I was before I ever was sucked into the black hole of the system, you know, who would I be now? Not myself. So I guess I just gotta be grateful that I am me, and you gotta be grateful that you are you. I love our shuffle talks. They're so random. Okay, Spirit, where is pile 1's connection headed at this time? What do they need to know about this connection? Where the hell is it going? Okay, we have the 6 of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Swords in reverse. We have Rose Quartz in reverse. That this is a deck. Oh, I remember something I was supposed to say when I channeled in the first part, but I didn't. This person is closed off to love of any kind. This person doesn't know what unconditional love feels like. I think that their only experiences with love have been very conditional. And I think that they confuse things like power and control and intoxication. What does intoxication have to do with? Okay, so maybe they're more comfortable with like intimacy when they're intoxicated is something that I heard for some of you. But I think that they don't trust, like, they don't trust anyone to, like, which way does this want to go, Spirit? Okay. They don't trust anybody to, they don't trust anyone with their heart. Well, their heart's pretty closed off. It's like, their heart is like a pearl that they, like, will not give to anybody. And it's not because they think it's, like, super special and only, like, the most special person can have their pearl. It's because, like, they don't think they're even worthy of it, and they're afraid of the pain of, like, what if I do open myself up to someone, they treat me like shit, and then I'm just, like, in even more pain. Yeah, we have the 5 of Cups upright. Okay, I want to get clarifiers for all of these. Okay, so with the 6 of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Clarifying the 10 of Swords, please, Spirit. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. We have the Magician in reverse, clarifying the Rose Quartz. And we have Strength upright. And on the back of the deck, we have the King of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this makes sense. So honestly, where is this connection headed? I would say nowhere to nowhere good right now. And I do want to say right now, because this is definitely not forever, but this person is not in anywhere near of a place to, like, be open or receptive to anything real. And this may be very frustrating to hear, especially if you felt like maybe they were, or that the energy was changing, because the vibe that I get is that, like, I think that this person is very, like, hot and cold, where they'll start to give themselves more confidence and be like, yeah, maybe I can do this, and they feed more energy into the situation, but then it only takes the smallest thing to spook them and bring everything back in. Fuck, I'm sorry my voice sounds so weird. I'm like, I've been taking ibuprofen on ibuprofen, but my nose just don't want to be unstuffed. What I feel like Spirit is saying is that I think that you've been really generous to this person. And I think that you've been working really hard and really steadily to, like, try and make this situation better. And it seems like this person is just not moving, or not budging. You know, with the King of Swords in reverse, but yes is upright. They're afraid of saying, I feel like if they're, okay, I think that your physical presence is a lot to this person. And it's almost like when they're around you, their logical brain gets disarmed and they don't like that. It's almost like if you, oh my God, okay, Twilight reference. You know when Edward's in the woods and he's like, my taste, my smell, my scent, my look, everything is designed to draw you in. And it's like, yeah. And so it's almost like this person is afraid of how you draw them in. It's like how do they know you're not gonna like literally suck all their blood and leave them hanging? Like, obviously that's an irrational fear, but it's one that they have. And I think that they feel like they can't trust themselves when they're around you. They can't trust themselves to stay in control. And I think as a result, because like I also get the vibe that this person doesn't want to lead you on, but they like are. So it's kind of frustrating because it's like they believe that by avoiding you, they're not leading you on. But what they also don't realize is that by not acknowledging either what has happened between the two of you or not even having a conversation to like get closure or something, they're leaving you hanging. And so one thing I want to say, that if this person is like manifesting, I say manifesting like this because I mean it. If this person is like trying to manifest their own life right now, oh my God, I'm sorry, my nose is so stuffed up. If they're trying to manifest their own life right now, they're not doing a great job and they're really frustrated and they're wondering why. Well, the entire reason why is because they're manifesting based on ego desires and there's no love put into anything that they're trying to manifest, which is sad because this person has a lot of power. But they're not using that power in productive ways. Actually, they're using that power against themselves. They're almost like they're creating self-fulfilling prophecies left and right. And I think that I wish I could like find this person and be like, get yourself together. Like, you are creating all of the barriers and obstacles in your life right now because you are so convinced that they exist that you literally create them. It's all an ego thing, if I'm being honest. Like, and I think with this rose quartz clarified by the Magician, this is an extra card, by the way, I hope I said that, as well as the yes card. This person is not like, I think that this person needs to understand like unconditional love from a self standpoint before they'll ever be able to be open to anything else. And the sad thing is that like you can't show that to them. You know, with the King of Swords in reverse, it's like they really do have really awful ways of thinking and looking at things about themselves and towards the world. They think the worst of themselves and they think really, really lowly of themselves. And so it's hard for them to see anything good in the outside world. And so unfortunately, your aura, like your energy, no matter how beautiful and pure it is, gets muddled by their perspective. And so they're going to start projecting their own beliefs or their own shit onto you. And like, that's so unfair, but that's just how this person operates right now. But with the Strength card and the Five of Cups here, like, I feel like either you're disappointed or if you had hopes that this connection was going somewhere, I think if I'm being honest, you're going to be disappointed. And I hate to give messages like that, but I think that's really where this is headed. I mean, with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the Ten of Swords in reverse, it's like Spirit's saying now is not the right time. Like, now is not the right time. Like, if you were trying to get closure from this person or something like that, it does not seem like now is the right time to do that. It seems like this person is in a low point, or the energy right now is not favorable to create any resolution or to heal anything. It doesn't seem like if anything that happened right now, nothing would heal this connection. If anything, it would just make the fault line that we saw in the beginning bigger. But what Spirit wants you to know is they don't want this to determine who you give your love to or if you're worthy or deserving of love. Because one thing that I'm seeing with this Strength card here, Leo energy could be significant, as well as, let's see, we have in the Wheel of Fortune, we have Scorpio, Taurus, Leo again, and Aquarius. More Earth with the Knight of Pentacles. I also feel like this person feels like they have nothing to give you, and so why even try? Like, this person really is, like, they're very, woe is me. And, like, we can all be woe is me, so, like, no hate. But I think they're keeping themselves stuck in this woe is me energy. Like, and even with strength, the Five of Cups clarified by strength, it's like that woe is me energy is so strong that it, like, almost overpowers anything their heart tries to tell them. But that's not the case for you. Because actually, you might be disappointed by this situation, you might be disappointed by this person, but with these 2 cups in the back and this strength card, there may be somebody coming in for you that's, I don't want to say better than this person, but because nobody's better than anyone else, but a person may be coming in that's better for you right now, if that makes sense. Like, they're better for you at this point in time whenever you're watching this reading. It is timeless. But I think that Spirit is saying that they don't want you to be disappointed or look at the fact that, like, there's these broken, spilled cups. Like, yes, it is easier to focus on that, but I think that, like, what Spirit is saying is that the feelings that you have for this person and the feelings that this person has for you are genuine. But you can't get anything done with somebody that doesn't want to acknowledge them and would rather run away from them than face them. Like, you're going to just re-disappoint yourself over and over if you keep, like, holding on to this idea that this person is just gonna magically figure it out today or tomorrow and, like, everything's gonna be okay. I feel like it's really gonna take time for this person. Like, with this Wheel of Fortune, I think it's gonna take this person some time to kind of get out of their own cycles, and maybe they do need to lose this connection, or maybe they do need to lose you in order to understand, or loses energy in order to understand that they are making their own life harder. I think the unfortunate thing for you is that you have to deal with the repercussions of that. Like, but at the same time, you have free will. You have the choice at any time to be like, whatever, I don't fucking care about this anymore, or whatever, I do care about this, but I'm not getting anywhere and I'm gonna move forward with my life. Whatever you want to do, you still have free will, and I think that you still have a very strong, kind, giving heart. And I think that Spirit is saying that you deserve to find somebody who is going to receive that heart clearly, or receive that heart openly and respectfully, because I think that you're well on your way. I think you're doing pretty well. I think it's just this person compares themselves to you. This person is very, like, it's like they look for all the things that are wrong with them, and they justify every single reason. It's almost like this person's own form of confirmation bias. And, like, maybe you both have some confirmation bias where, like, maybe you're only looking at the positive things about this connection, where, like, you both connect really well, and there's this and there's that and there's that. And I would say that this person is doing the exact opposite, where they're saying, well, look at XYZ, like, it could never work because of that, or this could never be more because of this. It's like you both, I feel like one of you is looking at, I feel like that's you, the viewer, is looking at all the positive attributes here, all the good things here, and your person is looking at all the negative shit, all the bad things. And so it's like neither of you are really seeing eye to eye, because you both are looking at things from different perspectives. And it's almost like there's a need for you both to just kind of, like, stabilize, and, like, you know, for you to see that there's also to see clearly that this person cannot see clearly because they cannot see through their own pain right now. And that's not your fault. It's not your fault at all. You may trigger this person into realizing that they can't see through their own pain, but that's also not your fault. If anything, you're doing them a favor, because it's forcing them to look at what they refuse to look at. I mean, this person could avoid forever if they wanted to. But for you, I think it's important to recognize that this person can't be what you need them to be right now. And if they can't, then there's no point in trying to force them to be something that they can't be, you know? You also deserve to have somebody that can show up for you and what you need the same way this person does. And so I think Spirit is saying is, like, we're not saying it's over forever, or that this is the end, but what we are saying is that this person is definitely not in a place where they can receive you in the way you deserve to be received, treat you in the way that you deserve to be treated, and I don't want to say prioritize, but, like, yeah, like, prioritize you in the way you deserve to be prioritized, to make you feel like you're a genuine part of their life, and to actually make an effort to be someone that you can count on, and to be something more. I feel like this person is only in a position where they can take what you give, and they can't really give you anything or receive anything. So yeah, I would say where this connection is headed is to a pause, or to a halt, or to a stop, at the very least for right now. So I think, you know, remember that rejection is divine protection, and like, you know, spirit will even if like you've had a plan set for forever, spirit will pull the plug last minute if spirit thinks that, like, if somebody's decisions have changed, the way they're viewing things have changed, and spirit's like, oh shit, like this is gonna end really poorly, it's gonna make things worse, let's abandon ship now before it looks like it gets worse. But you might get frustrated with spirit, like, hey, like I thought this was a plan, I thought we were doing this, and like spirit, it's harder for spirit to say like, well, we were, but then this like they can't always give you the 411 on what's going on the other side, you know, because you may not understand it, or you may not ready to hear it. But trust the spirit is really protecting you in this situation, and that if this hasn't come to fruition, there's definitely a reason why. It's not because it's not meant to come to fruition, especially because I do feel like for a lot of you, you have a spiritual connection with this person. It's just that this person is not willing to connect with spirit. So you can't really have a spiritual connection with somebody that wants to live a very 3D surface level life. And that's their right. They're absolutely allowed to do that. Like spirit, nobody can stop them. Like they deserve, if that's the life they want to live, then they should be allowed to have that. So I think spirit is saying like, you deserve somebody on your side that is going to dive into those depths with you and not make you feel like you have to swim to the surface to like meet them there. You know what I mean? But we're going to get a few channeled messages with them, not very much. We're going to do a lot of that in the extended, but I did make a new channeled messages deck, so I'm excited to see how they work. But what would pile one's person say to pile one if they could be completely honest? Okay. So let's start with this first one because it makes sense with the ego cards. I rely on others to help me feel safe because I'm afraid of taking responsibility for myself. Yeah, this person is not like ready to take responsibility for any of their actions. Like especially if there's like a difficult history between the two of you. Like if you saw this person, they're not gonna like, the first thing that they say to you is not gonna be like, listen, I was wrong for XYZ. Like they're not ready to even take responsibility for themselves yet. We also have, I feel confident with you by my side. And I do think that they do. But I think when you leave their side, then it's like, oh, well, am I even really worthy to have this person on my side? Am I even really worthy to like have their energy around me? It definitely seems like this person is also afraid of like using you in order to feel confident. You know what I mean? Like they want to feel confident on their own 2 feet. They don't want to feel confident because somebody has confidence in them. You know what I mean? We also have Sweet Creature by Harry Styles. I put a couple of different songs in here. But it says, 2 hearts in 1 home. It's hard when we argue. We're both stubborn, I know. But oh, sweet creature, wherever I go, you bring me home. And I think that this person is very afraid of that. They don't really understand, like, they don't understand why they have those feelings around you yet. And I feel like they're convinced that they will be able to find them elsewhere. And so they're not open to these heart messages. Because like we even saw with the oyster, they're closed off emotionally. And so it's like these emotions, they probably are way too afraid to acknowledge, or maybe don't even consciously recognize are there, because they're just so afraid of what may happen. And it's like, you never know until you try, but I think this person isn't ready to try. So we also have this message, and it says, this separation is important for our growth. And on the back of the deck, now this isn't actually an irritating message. I'm not cool with that. We have, my heart is yours, and I'm too proud to reach out to you. So here's the thing. We have this, my heart is yours, coming out, but like, I don't trust this person when they say that. And that's not because I think that they don't have feelings for you. I think it's because they don't even know where their fucking heart is. So how do they know who they're going to give it to or who they have it to? They're so closed off from their heart that like they're not even, I don't really think that they're aware of the fact that you sit in their heart space all day, every day. It's like, for example, if you lived, like, let's say you lived in a crazy huge mansion and you lived in the same mansion as this person, and let's say that there's a gym in the house and you go to the gym every single day and you wait for them there and you wait to like work out together. You guys haven't said that you're gonna work out together. It's just you got the hopes that you would. So you wait and you wait and you wait. Well, this person decided they were tired of working out, so they're just never gonna go to the gym. And it's like they wouldn't even know that you're the perfect workout buddy for them because they don't even want to go to the gym right now. So they're not even exploring the gym, seeing what's in the gym, you know, working things out in the gyms. Like, so they never know that you're there or that you're waiting for them or that you're doing anything. And I'm not saying you should ever wait for them in your metaphorical gym, but like I think that this person is unaware of their heart right now, and so matters of the heart can make them very reckless and unsafe. And I think Spirit is saying we're not going to let this person come near you until they work out what's going on in their heart space, because like they could just do some really reckless stupid shit when they get triggered to feel that heart energy, because when they avoid it all the time, there's no way for them to see things differently or to view things differently. So let's go ahead and finish off with some advice. Okay, we have these two. You are so beautiful inside and out, and I like receiving from others, but I'm not interested in giving to anyone. Yeah, I would definitely agree with this. I don't think this person is interested in giving to anyone right now. But we're going to go ahead and finish off with some advice before we take it over to the extended. And we're just going to see, moving forward, what it is you need to know, what advice Spirit has for you. And I think in the extended, what we'll do too is see, like, you know, what Spirit thinks about this connection, like what you need to know about this person. Like, should you... you know, could this come around, or is this something that you should really just leave in the past? Whatever Spirit thinks. But we're going to finish things off here with some advice. So Spirit, what does pile 1 need to know about this connection and about this person at this time, please? What does pile 1 need to know about this connection and about this person? You're very close to achieving your goal. Communication is key. Step out of your comfort zone. And on the back of the deck, balance spirituality and practicality. So I definitely think that, like, these are definitely all saying that if you want things to be different, not just in this connection, but in life in general, you have to do things differently. I also think that you have to be more open to like talking to Spirit. I almost feel like this communication is key, especially mixed with this balance, spirituality and practicality. Is like Spirit is you might be really changeable about what you want or like what you're looking for. And so I think Spirit is saying, like, be sure to openly communicate with us what's going on, even if it's just to like speak out loud. I also think communicating with yourself could be really helpful. I almost feel like you need to know that, like, it's okay to change your mind, and like it's okay to like not know what's going on. And don't assume that anything is inherent. One thing that I want to say is, like, don't assume that this person or anybody else just knows something. Always assume that you need to like speak more, or like that you need to be more clear. Assume that you haven't given this person all of the answers. Like, because sometimes we feel like we've stated our case or been very clear to someone, and it's not at all. And it's not the fault on anyone other than like we just have miscommunications. But one thing that I'm hearing is that if you're really ready for love and you're looking for love and like you're not finding it within this person, I think Spirit's saying like you're very close to love, but you have to be willing, one, to meet other people, to communicate with other people, and to do things differently, to step out of your comfort zone and try something new. So I definitely think no matter what, Spirit is saying that like there's really not a lot of room for growth in this situation right now, and you deserve to keep growing and to keep evolving. And so I think Spirit's saying, while we're not saying no forever, we're definitely saying that this connection needs to chill out for now, so that you both can grow and evolve and you can live your best life, and that this person can get their ish figured out. So pile 1, I'm going to move things over to the extended now, but if you are leaving me here, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. But if you're supporting me, if you would like to support me in other ways, you can like this video, you can comment down below and let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe to my channel and click that little bell notification to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. You can check out my merch, you can check out my social media, and I think that is, or you can check out the extended. That's another great way to support me. But I think that's all I have to say for you guys. So thank you so much for watching all the way through and for letting me read your cards. And thank you to your guides and my guides and everybody's guides, and to you and your person for letting me channel their energy. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you all will come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 2. If you guys chose the Black Obsidian Tower and, I want you to go this way, and the Maker's Tarot, this is going to be your reading. Now, I fibbed a little bit in the intro because I forgot how I shuffled this, but we are going to be looking at, we are checking the energy, but what I'm actually doing is I'm looking at the overall energy of the connection and the overall energy of your person. So if this person sounds like the person that you were thinking of, then you found the right pile. If you don't know at all who this person may be, this probably isn't your pile. But to start, let's look at how this person acts towards you, because that is going to probably be the best indicator of whether you know this person or not. So to start, we have the Otter, we have Spy, we have Happy Family, and the Genius, Control. This is an ego card. I forgive myself for thinking I need to know exactly where it is I am going before taking a step forward. I choose to believe that the path before me will be illuminated the moment I garner the courage to trust myself and make the first move. And then their true feelings towards you are the Crow, Romance, Begin, and Journey. I just heard that Journey song. That's not a Journey song, Spirit. Okay, first of all, I just heard Living on a Prayer, which I'm pretty sure is Bon Jovi, not Journey. But then I heard the Journey song, Don't Stop Believin'. So either of those songs could be significant. But Spirit was like saying Journey, and then they played Living on a Prayer. I was like, that's Bon Jovi, Spirit. Like, at least I think. I'm gonna look really dumb if it's not. But the overall connecting energy between you two and how this person feels are the Siren and Mars. Whew, okay, so there is a lot of like attraction here. Holy moly. Like, what's that one? It's like, oh my god. That's what this feels like. Wow, I don't know what's up with you and this person, if I could be completely honest. I would say it's not likely you're in a relationship with this person. You could be, but I would not be surprised if you've been like physically intimate with them or almost have, because starting with the Siren here, I feel like you are almost like you don't even understand how you could be this attracted to a person. Like, you're very attracted to this person, and I think it's vice versa. Like, the connection is very alluring. You both feel like almost drawn to each other, like the way a siren is. The funny thing, the reason why I blanked was because Spirit was putting some stupid Twilight quote in my head. I'm sorry for calling Twilight stupid, Spirit. It is a little, we love it, but because it's stupid. Okay, I'm not arguing with you on this. Okay, sorry, wow. Okay, we're already going off the rails. So Hi, Pile 2. I was thinking about that quote. It's like the iconic Bella Swan quote where she's like, 3 things I was certain. 1, Edward was a vampire. 2, there was a part inside of him that I didn't know how strong, that thirsted for my blood. And 3, I was incredibly and irrevocably in love with him. Undeniably and irrevocably? Undeniably and irrevocably in love with him. Okay, I'm just kidding. It's just a little, woo. Okay, and I'm not saying to your connection. I'm just saying to like that relationship, even though it wasn't real. It's just the wording, man. It's like, it's a lot. Anyway, let's talk about your reading, because I feel like that is almost the vibe, but maybe with the Mars energy here, because like that is definitely some like Pisces way of saying things. And as a Pisces Venus, I'm not knocking on any Pisces. Like as a Pisces Venus, I get it. But like with there seems to be a more like masculine energy to this, and I don't mean like either of you are super masculine. It just seems that like the way both of you show up in this connection is more masculine. Like you both kind of have a front up, which is really interesting because this person likes to pretend that they don't. In fact, I'm honestly actually really confused as to how this connection works between the two of you. I feel like the semantics could be different for everybody here, but I feel like this person tries to play this very like easy breezy beautiful cover girl-esque like energy about them, where they seem to be very like lighthearted and carefree, but I think that's completely on the surface. In fact, I'm getting a vibe that for some of you, maybe this person is kind of hard to reach. And it's not because they like aren't really on social media. It's just that like, it kind of seems like they freeze when they don't know what to do. They could be incredibly family oriented or, focused on like, even if it's not like directly family oriented, they could be really focused on like, maintaining this image, whether it's just themselves or them and their family or them and their friends, that they have this like beautiful, happy life. Like they like to portray this very picturesque life where they're doing amazing. Life is a breeze. Life is fun. You know, the otter, it's funny that the happy family card and the otter came out because these are both very like jovial cards, happy cards. I wouldn't be surprised if this person like lurks. Like for some, I was hearing as I was channeling that for some of you, maybe this person accidentally liked a post of yours. So you caught them lurking, or maybe they followed you after a long time or something like that. From what I can see here, this person definitely is very good at portraying an image. Actually, I think this is the most fitting. So this blue aragonite, they pretend they're like this blue aragonite, you know, they're calm, they're soft, they go with the flow, but they're this motherfucking black obsidian, like, and it even fits the damn crow. Like, they're a lot more, their soul feels like a tightly clenched fist, if I'm gonna be honest. And I don't mean that in like a mean way. It just feels like there's a lot within them that they don't acknowledge or that they keep tightly under wraps in order to portray this light, airy image and to portray this free, fun, flowing energy. And I almost wonder too if this person has this like, I don't want to call it emotional unavailability because they're showing up in a very watery way. I think they're okay with emotions so long as they're not deep and vulnerable. In fact, I think this person can wear their heart on their sleeve in a very flirty way, or with people that are like not romantic interests. So I definitely feel like maybe this person keeps their distance from you, or they act like you're not on their mind or something like that. It's definitely a little confusing because like, I don't know where you stand with this person. Like for some of you, you could absolutely be dating this person and they're just like kind of elusive and weird and it's hard to pick up on their vibe. I feel like if that's the case, if you're like, why does this person seem so chill and like go with the flow? When I'm around them, I feel like there's something, like there's just like a stress ball inside of them that they refuse to squeeze. Like it's almost like this person is forcing themselves to conform to some image that either they felt that they needed to portray or that they feel like they need to be in order to be accepted. But I also think that, like, when it comes to you, I think that this person is very hands-off because they are afraid of not being in control. It's like, oh, I get it. It's because they're so attracted to you, because this connection is so intense and magnetic and, like, very tense. Like, it's very tense. They're very afraid because it's hard to go with the flow and energy like that. It's very like combative almost. I feel like this person does kind of combat this energy a little bit because it doesn't really vibe with what they're trying to be. But I almost feel like that's partially kind of the reason why Spirit brought you and this person together, at least for this person's benefit of recognizing that this go with the flow energy is much more of something that they are trying to be in order to believe it, when they're kind of denying some deeper aspects within them. Because with this Mars energy here, Mars energy is like pentacle masculine energy. Signs that could be significant. We have water and air. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But also Aries and Scorpio are ruled by Mars. And the Siren card kind of gives me Pisces energy. But I really think that this person, if this has only been a connection that's like been physically intimate, I think that there is more there. More than this person is willing to admit, especially if this is like a friends with benefits situation or something like that. I definitely think that this person really tries to play it cool around you specifically. But I also think that they, if you have social media of any kind or like mutual friends, I do feel like they try to know more about you. Like even if you're seeing this person, I feel like they get extra curious about what you're up to. And I definitely would not be surprised if they've had some like late night stalking sessions. Not in like a creepy way, but like just to know more about you. Because one aspect we do have to talk about with this siren is, sirens are known for luring seamen to their deaths. And so this person is like, wow, this is really magnetic. This is really attractive to me, but I'm so afraid of it being a trap or it being the end of me, being the end of this carefree energy. Because this person, like, it's not that they're never carefree, it's just that, like, they've learned how to energetically create boundaries so that they can have this carefree facade. And anything that comes in that challenges that, they're like, oh, nope, like, stay out, please, like, please. But this person is struggling with that, because when we move over here to how they truly feel, they have romantic feelings for you. With romance and begin, it seems like they want this connection to either go from like something friendly to something more, or if you're dating, it kind of seems like they want this connection to be more. If this is long distance, I think that they see something more here. I think they are thinking about how they could make this work. I think that they are also thinking about the fact that if they do get involved with you, this is not just like, a short little experience. Like this is going to be something that's more of a long haul type thing. Because with the Crow card here, the Crow card is a really fascinating card to get here because it talks about being able to see both the past, or not both, but all, like the past, the present, and the future all at once. And I think the most important stage here is the future. I think that this person is recognizing that they could see a long-term future with you. And I think that's kind of confusing for them because the nature of this connection and the energy of this connection would state otherwise. Like, you know, with this Mars energy and things like that, you know, it might be a little bit intense. Like you and this person may not always see eye to eye. Things might be a little bit combative. The sex is probably amazing, unless you're asexual or you're young. In that case, disregard anything that I just said. But if you are asexual, then I would definitely say that this Mars energy is more to the fact that maybe you and this person don't always see eye to eye. And like maybe there is some just like differentiation within viewpoints. And I think that this can be for everyone, but I just wanted to say specifically for my peeps who are like, sex isn't for me. Totally get it. And I think for you guys, it's more of that, like, maybe both of you want to assert dominance within the connection, or maybe both of you are like magnetically drawn to one another, and so it's almost like you both are kind of trying to one up the other so that you both can feel in control, because this Mars energy does correlate with like the Emperor card in tarot. So I definitely think that like the energy within this connection is so like otherworldly and unruly that it's very nerve-wracking to be involved within it. And I'm sure you feel the same way as this person. And I think that you both are trying to do a good job of like playing it cool. I think actually both are doing a pretty good job of playing it cool, if I'm gonna be honest. Like this person does such a good job that it like threw me for a loop. I was like, but it's not entirely, because, you know, with this Crow card, I think this person definitely, while they can see what might happen in the future, they can see things in the future, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily accurate. So I think that if you've had like turbulent times with this person, or you haven't always seen eye to eye with this person, I think sometimes they get afraid of like getting super involved with you and then realizing that like your differences are just too far to overcome, or that you're never going to be able to compromise in a way that you both are satisfied with. I definitely feel like this person overthinks a lot. And which is really interesting, because when they're in the moment with you, it seems like they're very good at being present. But I think, God, I just get so much Pisces energy here. Like, you know, just with like the duality of it. Like this person can both be present and be somewhere else at the same time. It's honestly kind of freaking me out. Like, and I think that this person is kind of scary to be around, in the sense that unless they speak up about something that's bothering them, you may never know that there's something bothering them. But the thing is that it's not your job to figure that out. If there is something bothering them, they need to communicate that, and they need to be the one to say something, right? Like you can't be a mind reader, you know? I'm not a mind reader, and I'm a freaking tarot reader. Like, you know, we're humans. We can't be perfect. But I also think astral projecting is also something that I'm seeing within this connection. If this person shows up in your dreams a lot, or vice versa, I definitely think that's a thing. I also think that has impacted how they view you, because for some, I almost feel like this person never thought you would be more than like, you know, just a good time. And I don't mean that to like offend you. I just mean that this person, you know, maybe they don't consider romantic connections a lot, or maybe this person is unavailable in some way. Not making any judgments on that. That's your guys' life. That's your lives. But I definitely think that deep down this person wants more, and they want to start something more. But I think they're very afraid of what would happen next, what that might lead to. I would say, especially like, for example, if you're both single parents, or one of you is a single parent, like this person is a single parent, you know, if like they're thinking about something more with you, they're thinking, how might that affect my family? How might that affect the stability that we have? Like, you know, for some, I almost feel like it took this person a while to get their family life to a point where they were like comfortable with it, or where it was like balanced and steady, and it's like they're afraid of uprooting that. They're afraid of what that might mean. For some, I'm getting a specific message that like maybe in order to be with you, they would have to relocate, and that would like complicate custody things for them, and that's something that they're very concerned about. Because one thing that I'm seeing here, if this person is a parent, parenthood is really important to them, and their children are really important to them, and being there for their children is really important to them. So one thing that you do need to know, like if you don't have children and this person does, it may be hard to empathize with like certain things that they're experiencing. So I think one thing Spirit is asking is, if you don't have children and like this person does, maybe try to empathize a little bit more, recognize that maybe you can empathize until you're in that position, but recognize that like if they've been like rejecting you for that reason, it's not anything personal, and it has everything to do with they love their children more than a potential connection. Like, no offense, but I'm pretty sure that if you were their children, you would want them to feel that way too, you know? And I think that that is good, but I also think that they, you know, control is a big aspect that is showing up here between Mars and this ego card. And, you know, obviously it's very hard to like keep children or anything like that under control. And so I think maybe, you know, it's very scary for this person to open their world up to something that they can't control, when they also know that like it's not just affecting them, it could be affecting the people that they love the most as well. But I don't think that's for all of you. I do just think that if this person specified to you that like family comes first, that they are not going to make sacrifices if they involve like them, if like they negatively affect their family members. I would say they're being entirely truthful about that, and like that is something that may need to be compromised in this situation. But with this Journey card and with Crow and Begin and Romance, that doesn't mean that this person doesn't see you in their life at all. But I do think that they know that like this is going to be a process that is going to take time, and it's like they don't want to force it. And maybe they're feeling a little bit of pressure right now, like they feel like they have to define things or they have to figure things out right now, and they're not ready. For some of you, maybe this person like ghosted you or like dipped out because they felt they were feeling forced to like define the connection and they weren't ready yet. Like I said, there's a lot of like, this energy is very interesting. It's definitely a new energy for me to channel. Well, every energy is kind of new for me to channel, but I think with this person is very hard to like put my finger on, and I think that's a very Piscean energy to be in. But if this sounds like your person, let's see where your connection is headed now, because I think the beautiful thing is that this person really does want more with you, and they're definitely willing to make sacrifices and compromises. I think the only hard limit is that like they're not willing to make compromises when it comes to the needs of their children or the people dependent on them, because this could also be like parents like that maybe they're taking care of, right? I guess it could be different for all of you, but that happy family, I mean, it doesn't even mean that it's like Spirit just showed me the flag, oh god, what is it, Saturdays for the boys. So like this person's family could like be the boys, you know what I mean? And like if that's the case, you know, you may want to be aware that the boys are probably more important than, I'm not saying that like that the boys may be more important than any potential romantic interest, so be aware of that. While I'm shuffling, I also wanted to mention, if you follow me on Instagram, or if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at REALESOTAROT. I have tons of scammers right now pretending to be me on there. I think I have 3. So just be aware that if you are following me, or if you are going to follow me, my account is the only real one. I don't have any backups. I am not offering personal readings at this time. I will update you guys if that ever changes, but I promise I will not be sliding up in your DMs like asking you for personal readings. Like, I can barely text my friends back, and I'm sure they would be very pissed at me if they wouldn't. They're cool. I love them. But like, point is like, if it seems like it's too good to be true, it probably is. Like, I'm not out here. Like, with peace and love, I would love to talk to all of you guys. But, like, there's 24 hours in a day, and I spend, like, at least 12 of them sleeping. So there's only so much left I can do with the rest of that time. But, yeah, just be careful. I don't want anyone getting scammed. But let's go ahead and see, Spirit. Where is Pile 2's connection headed with this person at this time? 6 of Cups. I love that. Looks like there's a reunion. Maybe a birthday party. King of Cups. Oh my God, I love to see this. I love to see this. Ah! Page of Pentacles. I love to see this. We love this energy. Page of Cups in reverse. Okay. Let's see what else, Spirit. We have the Five of Wands in reverse. We have the Ten of Cups upright. Oh my gosh. We have the Seven of Swords in reverse. How about the Page of Cups? The Four of Pentacles upright. And on the back of the deck, we have the Page of Swords. So what's next for this connection? One, you might be getting an invitation from this person. I notice in here, there's like a happy birthday thing. So you could be invited to this person's like birthday party or somebody's birthday party, and this person could be at it. With the Page of Swords here, I definitely think that like you will be hearing from them. But overall, like if we can say overall, where is this connection headed? I think it's headed in a very positive direction. The fact that we have the Six of Cups clarified by the Five of Wands, if you did get in an argument with this person recently, especially with that Mars energy, I definitely think that you will both be making up and it will not, like, you both will resolve these issues. The Six of Cups is like a very sweet energy, and it's a lot about like reunification as well. And so I definitely think that if there were any hard feelings, I think those have dissolved. With the King of Cups being clarified, Jesus, I can't stop burping, sorry. The King of Cups clarified by the Ten of Cups, the feelings that this person has for you runs really deep. I think that they're a very emotionally mature person. And if they're not, I don't know if this is them, because I think at the very least, I think that no matter how old this person is, I definitely think that they are emotionally mature. And with the Ten of Cups here, I think that this person sees you as somebody that they could have in their life long term if you're not already with them. For some of you, I would be surprised if this person hasn't said anything to you about like how they feel about you. But with the King of Cups clarified by the Ten of Cups, you bring a lot of emotional fulfillment to them. And I think that if there has been any difficulty within this connection, that doesn't mean they ever stopped feeling some type of way about you. Like, that never stopped. It's just that they felt that they had to keep their distance for whatever reason. And what's interesting is that the Ten of Cups in the Rider-Waite Tarot looks very similarly to the Happy Family energy card that we had out earlier. And I really think that one thing that this person wants you to know, which is kind of a side note, is that they were protecting their family or the image of their family for a very long time, and they were afraid that anything could like shift that balance. But I also think that this person could see you fitting into their life really well. So if you're not already a part of their life, if you're already with them and like you've just been going through some difficulties, and I think this person couldn't really see their life without you, like they find you to be very important to them and they really care about you. And with the Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords in reverse, like I feel like this person is ready to come clean. And not only are they ready to come clean, I feel like they're ready to offer you something small. So if you are already dating, it's like they could be offering you like an opportunity to talk through your issues more, or to, for some of you, I just heard if you're dating this person already, if you've talked about couples therapy or going to therapy, I think that this person is, if they needed to take time to think about it, I think that this person is leaning in the direction of that they're willing to go with you and that they want to work on this connection. That's very specific. I know it's not going to resonate for all of you, but for those of you where that's the situation, I felt very called to say that. But I think for others, whether, no matter what type of connection this is or where this connection is at, with the Seven of Swords in reverse and the Page of Pentacles upright, I feel like this person recognizes now that they need to be more transparent and more upfront. What's kind of funny is this Page of Pentacles made me think of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. You know, remember the the knight that like gets his limbs cut off and he's like, ah, 'tis but a scratch, and he like, you know, keeps going. This person kind of has that energy, and I think maybe one thing that they didn't realize is that they have been hurt in the past, like badly, like deeply wounded in the past, and they've treated it like just a little scratch, like, oh, it's no big deal. And I think that the energy of your connection or the interactions between you and this person have led them to realize how their inability to see how wounded they were caused them to bleed on people that never hurt them in the first place. And I think maybe they bled on you a little bit. They may have hurt you, and that may have been something that forced them to realize, like, oh, wow, this isn't just affecting me. Like, this is affecting my relationships with people. This is affecting how open I am able to be. And so I think that they know that they need to come correct, and I think that they are. If they have nothing they need to come correct for, then I think that they're just going to be coming forward in a very honest way, in a very upfront, what you see is what you get way. Like with the Seven of Swords being in reverse with the Page of Pentacles upright, like this person isn't coming in trying to play games. Like, because the fact that we have the King of Cups here, if we had all pages, I'd be a little concerned. But this person is incredibly emotionally mature, and I think that they are able to put their emotions past whatever is going on. However, with the Page of Cups in reverse clarified by the Four of Pentacles upright, if you feel that this person owes you an apology, I don't know if you're going to get it. They may admit that they were wrong about something, but I don't think that they are going to say the words, I'm sorry. I think that just saying that they were wrong is their way of saying I'm sorry. I don't think that this person is very good at that. But the Four of Pentacles being clarified by the Page of Cups in reverse, it's like I feel like they're going to be very, they're not going to give you like they're not going to get on their hands and knees and be like, I'm so sorry, like, please forgive me, if there's anything to forgive for. I think actually what's really interesting, so like if you're not interacting with this person at all, I do think what's next for this connection is they may reach out to you in some way to, and it's going to be very casual. They do. The Page of Swords is like, hey, like, what's up? It's like, I wasn't, it's not like a you up text. Like a you up text would be like Page of Wands. Page of Swords would be literally like, hey, what's up? Like, what's going on? I feel like this person won't come to you in a very flirty way. And I think that if you haven't been with them in a while, haven't communicated with them in a while, then I think that they're probably going to be a little bit more withdrawn when it comes to their emotions, or just when it comes to like being flirty or playful or fun. I think that this person is going to be very, a little, not very, but at the very least, like a little bit guarded, a little bit reserved, just to suss out the vibes, because it is such an intense connection. But I think that if you're not communicating with this person right now, or you don't even understand like how this reunification is going to happen, it's either up to spirit or this person is going to come through and like communicate with you, because their feelings for you haven't really gone anywhere. It's just that I think that they are very good at combating any unwanted emotions or feelings, and they're also very good at combating like, they're very good at combating. Like, if I'm going to be honest, the Mars energy is real with this person. But I do think that they have a hard time admitting when they're wrong, and self-reflection is something that they're actually pretty good at, but owning up to things that they may have been wrong about in the past is something that they're not. So while they may realize the error of their ways, they may not outwardly say that. They may say like, oh, I've grown a lot, I see things differently now, or something like that. But I don't think, if you're looking for an I'm sorry, I don't know if you're going to get that, because I don't know if this person is quite ready for that yet. But let's go ahead and, just to summarize this, what I think is happening next is, I think that if there's been any tension or any difficulties, I think that is being laid to rest. I think that you both are going to be coming towards one another in very positive emotional ways. If you're not communicating with this person, I do think that they will be reaching out to you. If not, it's quite possible that you could see them at a party. You could see them where there's a lot of mutual friends, acquaintances. I actually heard acquaintances before I heard friends, so that could be significant. But I do think that this person wants to begin something. We saw the begin card in romance, and so I think that this person either wants to ask you out on a date, wants to start dating you, wants to commit with you, or wants to open up just the lines of energy between the two of you again to re-explore this. This person is coming in or coming back in, or they may not be coming in at all. They may just be here. They're coming at you with a very inquisitive energy. Like, they're not coming set and certain on anything. They're kind of sussing out the energy with you first and kind of just studying you, seeing what has changed, seeing what is the same. I think this person is just really intelligent with that crow energy being there. I do think they're going to be studying you a little bit. They're going to be seeing, like, how are you showing up? How are you responding to what this person is saying? How is your energy? What's your body language? This person is very perceptive. So I think that they are going to be, while they may not say a lot, I do think that they are going to be taking in a lot whenever this meeting happens, whether it's online or in person. So let's go ahead and get some channeled messages from them. We're going to go way deeper into the channeled messages in the extended. I should mention, I don't know if I mentioned in this pile, in the extended, we're going to see what Spirit thinks of this person and of the connection as a whole. And then we are going to get tons of channeled messages and some final advice. So if that interests you and this continues to resonate, feel free to stick around. But I just made new channeled messages and I'm so excited for you guys to see them. I hope that you like them. So let's go ahead and see, Spirit, what would this person say to pile 2? Wow, okay, if they could be completely honest. I'm going to take these 2, but I'm going to leave the rest. So to start, oh, we have a song. I put a couple songs in here, not a ton, just a few because they took forever to write. So this one is Angels by Mac Miller. And it says, you get me high, hold me there. This is real, girl. Don't be scared. It's only fair. I warn you that love is a drug that can kill you. Got your open heart. I'd have it never grow apart or last forever. We also have, I miss you more than I'm willing to admit. Yeah, so for some of you, this person is definitely lurking. They are lurking. They are turkey lurking. Okay. Spirit wants me to take all of these, so I'm going to take all of them, and then we'll see what's on the back of the deck. So we also have, please don't take my behavior personally. I push everyone away. Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm pretty sure I said earlier, don't take their behavior personally. You are so beautiful inside and out. Yeah, like, and with the Siren card, like, I feel like the Siren, they feel just as attracted to you as you are to them. Like, I think you both are each other's physical types, actually. Which I think makes this connection, like, extra magnetic. I've played the role of what people want me to be for so long that I have no idea who I truly am. Maybe for some of you, this person has been doing a lot of reflecting and that's kind of what they're discovering. But we also have, I love you so much. And I'm sorry I can't communicate as much as you want. It has nothing to do with you. I have a lot on my plate. Yeah, I definitely think, like, this person has a lot of love for you. Even if it's like not like, oh my God, I'm so in love with you. It's like, oh, like, I love you. I have so much love for you. On the back of the deck, we have all I care about is getting paid and getting laid. I love this card because it makes me laugh every time. I don't want you to be upset about this card because it's not true. In fact, the fact that it's on the back of the deck is showing me something very interesting. This is the energy that they try to portray. That's all they care about, that's all they're concerned about. When what's underneath here? Our love transcends time and space. Don't box it in with human distortions and expectations. I think that the otherworldliness of this connection is what's very concerning. But this energy was what I was getting in the very beginning, where I saw them just being very carefree and just being like, like, la, 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 like, everything is fine and, like, life is just a breeze. I think that is part of their ego and the feeling in control. And so I would say that if they act this way or portray to be this way, like, I don't for some it could be the truth, but like energetically it doesn't really align with who they are. I think it's more just like a defense mechanism to feel safe and to not let anyone into their heart space, but you're already in their heart space. So, and I don't know what this person is trying to hide, but okay. Okay, let's go ahead and see. We're going to finish off here with some advice before we move into the extended, and we're just going to see what this person, or we're just going to see what advice Spirit has for you and what else may be shifting within this connection. So, Spirit, what does pile 2 need to know about this connection? Hold your vision, fix the moon. Yeah, so whatever your plans are for this connection, Spirit's saying hold on to them. Keep facing your true north. We also have work through your fears. New moon is, oh my God, this is interesting. I think a new moon in Scorpio is actually coming up like really, really soon. And I saw something as well that was about like this new moon in Scorpio is really good for like, I could be wrong. I just read something about it on like Twitter. So that could be about as accurate as like, oh, I'm not going to get messy. I just take the accuracy with a grain of salt. But it was talking about like this new moon being a good time for like reassessing what is working and what isn't, what is holding you back from following your dreams, or what's holding you back from manifesting what you want, what's holding you back from being your authentic self, like shit like that. It was honestly saying like it's less, like the upcoming energies are less favorable for like manifesting and more favorable for like reworking what you've already got going on. But I mean, I don't know how legit that is. Like manifest whenever you want, like do whatever you want. Just a suggestion I heard. But is there anything else you want pile 2 to know, please, Spirit? Okay. Look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. So Spirit is saying, like, especially if there's things that you're holding on to from the past about this person, I think that Spirit is asking you to look at the bigger picture in terms of like, okay, do you want these past events to dictate the present and the future of this connection? Are the past events within this connection too much for you to overcome? If so, then maybe this connection isn't worth pursuing. But also, you know, what is going to matter in 5 years from now? I think that Spirit is asking you to think more big picture when it comes to this person. Balance spirituality and practicality, full moon in Pisces. Yeah, Spirit's asking you not to get too practical or too spiritual with this person. Find a happy medium. Get your spiritual guidance about them when you need to, but also like there is a practical nature to this connection as well. And on the back of the deck, we have you and your loved ones are safe. And I think this is a really important card for you to see, because I think you need to know that like you're not being punished, or like you're not going to be harmed for like pursuing this or following this. I think Spirit is saying like you're being protected, everything is okay. And also that this person is being protected spiritually. Like if you worry about this person a lot, I think one thing that Spirit wants you to know is like you don't need to worry about them so much. Like they're okay. They're a big person and they can handle their own stuff. So pile 2, I am going to move us over to the extended now. If you want to join me over there, I would love to have you. We have a lot of fun over there. But if you are leaving me here, that is absolutely okay. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. But if you would like to support me in other ways, you can check out the extended. You can like this video. You can comment down below. Let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe. You can check out my other social media, not my scammers, my social media, which will be linked down below. If it is not linked on my channel, it is not mine. You can also check out my merch, and yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So thank you so much for letting me read your cards. Thank you to your guides, my guides, and for you, your person, let me channel your energy. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, whatever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 3. If you guys chose the Pyrite Tower and the Spiritsong Tarot, this is going to be your reading. Fun fact, my mom bought me this tarot deck, so it's automatically infused with good energy. But I kind of fibbed a little bit in the intro because I low-key forgot how I shuffled these oracles because it's been so long since I shuffled them. But essentially what we're going to be looking at is the overall energy of the connection and the overall energy of this person. So if you don't recognize this person's energy, this is probably not your reading. I would try a different pile to see if there's an energy that you recognize. If not, then there's probably no messages in here for you, unfortunately. But what we are doing is we're going to look at this person, how this person acts towards you, how they truly feel about you, and then kind of the overall energy of the connection. And like, this is more general stuff, but we'll get into it. So let's go ahead and start with how this person acts towards you. So this should probably be the clearest telltale sign of who this is, because you should be able to know how somebody acts towards you. We have the tiger, the taiga. I like saying taiga. We also have the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. We have 34, effort. And we have an ego card about control. I forgive myself for taking myself more seriously than is helpful to me. I choose to believe that when I allow myself to lighten up, my entire being becomes illuminated with the intuitive wisdom that aligns me with my highest potential. And then let's see how this person truly feels about you. So we have the firefly. Wow, that's such a different energy. We have the thinking woman, which 2 air cards coming out is really interesting. We have hope. And we have self-care. And then for the connecting energy, or not the connecting energy, but like the overall energy of the connection, we have the empty room, the sun, spirit, and we actually had a tarot card from this deck somehow got mixed in with these, and spirit told me to keep it, so I was like, okay. And interestingly, this actually makes 111. So the justice card came out upright within all of this, and so I felt it was right to take it. So wow, this is really interesting energy. This is really intriguing energy. This is really fascinating energy. Do you want me to spin a wheel and find a different adjective? I'm very intrigued by this. Are you afraid of this person or like confused by this person? Because I do think that you conflate this person's true energy and nature just a smidge. Because actually, I think this is less so about their actions towards you and more so about how you see them, but also a little bit of their behavior. So I don't know if this person is like openly spiritual, or they have like they could do something for their career that is spiritual, or they're just really connected to God. Like for some, I feel like this person could have been like born and raised in a very religious family. But there's a lot about spirit here. So even if this person may not be like openly or outwardly spiritual at all. Could be a mix, who knows? But one thing that I'm seeing here is that it seems that you connect with this person most on an incredibly spiritual level between the sun, spirit, and the 7th chakra. I think that this is something that you would consciously recognize, that there does seem to be a spiritual connection of some type to this person. Maybe you don't know what, but I think that you feel very intimidated by this person, or this person does try to be maybe a little mysterious. Well, here's the thing, I don't think they try to be mysterious. I think that you perceive them as being mysterious, but actually what's happening is this person is being really restrained and holding back because they're afraid. Now, I'm interested to see who picks this pile, because I can already hear for some of you that you may feel like this pile describes you. And if that's the case, I would check a different pile if you're seeing for someone else. But if you're interested in seeing what may potentially be about you, I would try that as well. This person is like fierce though. Like they could have a really piercing gaze, or just really, really like piercing eyes. I also think though that this person is under a lot of stress, and maybe that's why they have to be this way. It's almost like they have to pretend to be tougher than they really are, or maybe they learned over time that they need to be tough in order to get what they want, or in order to be respected. What's really interesting is that there's like almost a balance of feminine and masculine energy here. It actually seems to be predominantly masculine, but the energy itself feels more feminine. So, I mean, obviously we have the thinking woman. That doesn't mean this person is or has to be a woman, but it does mean that this person is quite cerebral. And we'll get into that. But the tiger also talks about being like feminine energy, lunar feminine energy. Maybe this person is really active at nighttime. They definitely seem to have an open third eye. It does seem like they have psychic abilities or some kind of gifts. And maybe that's something you two bonded over, or maybe that's something that this person helped awaken within you. Because it does seem like they are a bit like, I don't want to say advanced, but at the very least, like it seems like they know what they're doing. I do think though that they have a hard time being loose around you. Like they have a hard time being very very free. I think it's because they really care about what you think of them. They're really afraid of being perceived as like stupid or dumb or wrong or bad. I think this tiger energy is very much a facade. I think it's they portray themselves to be a lot more fierce and tough than they really are. But I also think that maybe some of that isn't even intentional. I think it's just that they learned very quickly or very early on in life that it does seem like this person is very sensitive. And so I think that one way of coping with that is they learned how to have this tough outer shell. And it's very interesting to me to know what kind of connection this is, because I do think that this person tries really hard. Either tries really hard with this connection, or they feel like they're the only one putting effort within this connection. And maybe if that effort wasn't received well by you, or like they tried to do something and it was either rejected or like wasn't taken the way they were hoping, they become very, very critical of themselves and very hard on themselves. So like this person seems to only take action when they feel safe to, and if they take a risk with taking action, then they can become really embarrassed. So for some, you may have experienced maybe this person pulled back from you or something like that, or they've kind of been withdrawn. You probably feel like this person can see right through you, because I'm looking at this tiger card right now and I feel like it can see right through me. How to do you do that? What's that song, You See Right Through Me? I think it's Nicki Minaj. That's what I was hearing. But this person definitely captures your attention in a way that nobody else has before, and definitely has probably introduced some spiritual concepts to you that may be a little bit out there. Now, what's really interesting is we have the sun and we have the empty room and we have justice, which I'm actually going to take this out for a second because I want to look at this spread without the tarot card, because the vibe that I'm getting is either there is literally nothing happening in this connection at this time, or there is nothing but potential for this connection. The Sun card is a very positive card no matter what, and it does say that there's a lot of light here. It kind of triple confirms the spiritual connection here, and definitely confirms that there's a lot being illuminated within both of you through this connection. But I think the light can also represent like truth and clarity. And I think the truth of this situation is that either the potential of this connection hasn't been explored for whatever reason, or there's no energy being put into this connection on either side. So I would say this is either a budding connection that is like starting to go somewhere or has the potential to go somewhere, or this is a connection that occurred in the past that there is nothing really happening with it right now. And with the Justice card here, I do think that there's a desire on both ends to like bring more truth and more clarity. Maybe for some of you, this has already happened, and now that the past is behind you, there's like room for there to be more. There's room to grow. There's room for actual potential now. It seems like you and this person both have like a void when it comes to romance that it seems like both of you could fill, and that's very scary. Also, the name Phil could be significant. Phil, Philip, Philippa, whatever it may be. But let's talk about the Firefly, because this definitely goes way more into how this person truly feels. So obviously the difference between a tiger and a firefly are night and day, which is funny because there's a lot of night and day energy within this, a lot of yin and yang energy. And one thing that I'm noticing as well is, like, you know, purple is a very spiritual color. Green is a very heart-centered color. I think this person is very uncomfortable in their heart space. They could have an air or an earth moon. If it's an earth moon, it's probably a Virgo moon, or an air moon, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, because it does kind of seems like this person over-intellectualizes their emotions, or like, not over-intellectualizes, over-analyzes their emotions. That's what I meant. They over-analyze their emotions. They seem to have a very fast brain. And I don't mean fast meaning good. It's like hyperactive almost. For example, I have ADHD, and my hyperactivity is not physical. It's entirely mental. Like, my brain is hyperactive, my body isn't. My brain is so hyperactive it can't even tell my body what to do because it's so busy thinking about like stupid shit. But anyway, so this person could have ADHD or something like that, or they could just be a very mental person, a very cerebral person, have a lot of mental energy. With the Firefly here, I think they do feel this tiger fierceness sometimes, and maybe they muster up the courage to be that way around you. But with this Firefly energy here, I feel like this person isn't often very confident in themselves. And actually, oh, this is really beautiful. So I'm kind of seeing this combination with the Spirit, the empty room, and the Firefly. You light this person up. Like, literally, they can see things, they can see potential that they couldn't see before. They can see opportunities that they couldn't see before. They can see things about themselves that they couldn't see before. But I think the lack of continuity within this connection, like, because for some, I feel like either this connection isn't a thing anymore, or for others, I think you both are still figuring out the vibe. This person lights up when they're around you, but I think when they're not around you, they really struggle to feel confident or to feel good or to feel worthy. With the Thinking Woman, I feel like this person is really battling their own I heard demons, so but I think it's more so like, I think one thing they're battling is their own brain and their own thought patterns. They're learning a lot about how to care for themselves, and I do think that this connection has really aided that with the self-care. I think that you've inspired them to be kinder to themselves and to work on themselves more, because I think that this person is definitely aware that they take themselves too seriously, and I think it's just because well, another thing with ADHD is rejection sensitivity. So this person could be, their ego could overcompensate from a fear of being, they could view criticism as rejection. And that's something that they may be working on, but they may be hyper-focused or hyper-aware of anything they do because they're very afraid of being critiqued, because that to them is a rejection. And that may be something that they're trying to heal with themselves. But with the Hope card here, I think this person does have hope for this connection. And maybe if you don't, that's why you've been confused by them trying to put effort into this connection. If this person has interacted with you or tried to add something here, I think this is genuine. I don't think this is coming from a disingenuous place, but I definitely think that this person overthinks a lot. I think that they ruminate about the past a lot. I think that they worry that for some that the situation is too far gone. For others, I feel like this person, like, you're never off this person's mind. Like, they're constantly thinking about this situation. It's almost like, too, you know how fireflies, like, you know, they have that burst of light and it goes away. It's almost like they'll get bursts, like intuitive downloads about you or about this connection during the day, and it like either gives them hope or like gives them more information, and it's just like it keeps them stuck kind of going down this rabbit hole because it's like they get more information, and it's like I feel like this person wants answers more than anything. It's like they don't really have anything to work with right now. And I think that what's been illuminated here is the potential for something balanced. I feel like this person wants to be honest with you. I feel like this person wants to be transparent. And I also feel like this person really wants clarity from you, because maybe sometimes they like know what's going on, but other times they don't. But I think that this person has high hopes for this connection. I think that they hope that things will go well, but it may be hard to battle like what their brain tells them versus what their heart hopes. But I think it's very hopeful that like this is kind of covered in all green. It's like they're not necessarily emotionally unavailable. It's just they're trying to understand why they have the emotions that they do. And maybe that's effective, maybe not. But I do think that this person sees a lot of potential here. I think that they wish that there was more happening here because like if this is a newer connection and like this is just potential, I think that this person is excited to be putting an effort. I think that they're definitely putting their best foot forward, and I think that they want to know the truth of how you feel. I think they're very afraid of being rejected by you, but I think they have hope for the future, and you're like inspiring them to take good care of themselves, to treat themselves better, and to see themselves in a higher esteem. But if this is a connection where nothing is happening, where there's history here, but nothing is really going on, I definitely think that this person is either trying to put effort into this connection. Maybe if they've like reached out to you or something like that, that could be a sign of that. But if they haven't, maybe they're trying to put more effort into themselves, their own spirituality, and in turn, they're hoping that that will help this connection. But also, I think that this kind of extends to, I think that this person has shown you that they want to put effort in, and maybe you're like, why do you care so much about me knowing that you'll put effort in it? It's like, I feel like this person is so afraid of saying or doing something wrong, and they're so hypercritical of themselves that like any wrong or bad move on their part is just very overwhelming to them. And very upsetting to them. They're very hard on themselves. Like, I wish I could give this person a hug and be like, listen, like, you're doing just fine. Let's talk about signs. We have Leo with the sun, but we also have all the fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sag, with the tiger, the taiga. And then we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius with the firefly. So they could have those placements, but they certainly don't have to. So where the hell is this connection headed then? I have no idea. So let's go ahead and see. Okay, I'm going to put that Justice card back in. We'll see what's going on. I'm hearing this song in my room by Frank Ocean, so that could be a significant song for somebody. I think that though, if this connection has nothing but potential, I think that the outcome for this situation is at this time a lot more favorable than for those where this is a connection where there's like history and nothing going on here. But that doesn't mean it's the truth. Like, it just means that that's what it feels like right now. I'm just interested to see how Spirit is going to frame this. Actually, Spirit is telling me that they want to do something a bit different. So this top row is going to be, should I use a crystal, Spirit, to indicate that? Okay, so this top row is going to be for those where this is a newer connection and just potential. And this bottom row is going to be if there's nothing happening in this connection right now, if there's like history and shit. So what about for the first group, Spirit? What's going on there? Two of Cups. Yep, this is really beautiful. Yeah, this is definitely heading towards something really special. Five of Pentacles. The Six of Wands. Yeah, this is really, really, really good. The Five of Wands. And on the back of the deck, we have the Tower in reverse. Okay, so let's see the bottom. What about the other group, Spirit? What's going on for them? Where is this connection headed? We have the Page of Wands in reverse. We have the King of Swords upright. We have Death in reverse. We have the Knight of Cups upright. And on the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. What's underneath that? Ah, the Hierophant in reverse. How very interesting. Okay. So, I almost want to put this Hierophant upright and put it here and put it in the middle. And I think that makes a lot of sense, actually. So, this is the Hierophant. It's in the Shaman in this deck. But let me make sure you're all in the frame. Oh, awesome. Okay, we're all in there. Whole gang's here. So what I'm seeing here is no matter what type of situation this is, Spirit is definitely saying that this is a spiritual connection that will bring you both a lot of divine wisdom and add more spiritual power to both of your lives. If this is a new connection, this is headed in a very favorable direction. We have the Two of Cups, which is all about union and harmony. I think that you're going to be ascending to a level of commitment with this person that's higher than what it was before. I would say for a lot of you, this is like you both are dating, both like officially partners, something like that. Spirit is definitely saying that this is coming to a favorable outcome with the Six of Wands, success and triumph. And with the Tower in reverse, Spirit is definitely saying that this connection is headed to a very stable place, but that doesn't mean there won't be challenges to work through. With the Five of Crystals and the Five of Acorns, I definitely think it will take some collaboration to get to a place where you both are satisfied. I also think Spirit is saying that do not let any like small conflicts or things like that dissuade you from this situation, dissuade you from this person. That's normal and that's okay. It's not unhealthy to disagree with things. It's not unhealthy to have conflict, but Spirit is saying that there will be some kind of growing pains and some growing challenges almost to overcome within this connection, and that's normal for any connection, so don't let that discourage you. But with the Five of Pentacles here, with persistence and new possibilities, if you're worried that this situation isn't headed there and that's a newer and this is a newer situation, I think Spirit is saying that you have to keep persisting with this. You have to trust, even when you don't feel very confident in yourself. I think Spirit is saying if that things didn't seem very favorable, it does seem like they'll be changing, like there will be new developments, new possibilities. But overall, if this is a newer connection, this connection is headed to a very, very positive place. It is heading to a place of commitment, of two people wanting to be together and working through any challenges or issues. And I think that this will be a very fruitful connection for the both of you. Now, if this is a connection where there's history and things have kind of been all over the place, here's what's going on. So the Page of Wands in reverse and the King of Swords upright. I think this King of Swords energy translates to the both of you. With logic and justice here, we did have the Justice card popping out before. I think it's interesting that the King of Swords is a lion in this deck. But I think what Spirit is saying is if there's a lot of intense feelings here, Spirit is definitely saying that one thing that you both need to be aware of is it can be easy to act out in ways that are not authentic to your truth when you're highly emotional. So with this Page of Wands in reverse, The interesting vibe that I'm getting is, because there was so much fire energy, I definitely feel like you and this person can really trigger each other. Even if you haven't even talked to each other in like months, like the thought of this person could trigger you. And I think vice versa. And so one thing that Spirit is saying is to recognize that like this connection, while difficult and complicated and confusing, is not meant to just press your buttons and make you feel like shit. Actually, this is, I mean, the goal from Spirit is that this is going to encourage the both of you to see beyond those intense feelings of passion or anger or whatever they may be, to detach from those and think logically anyway. To feel those destructive feelings, but then at the same time be like, okay, I'm just feeling triggered, or okay, this is just really upsetting me. What can I do to regulate myself, or how can I get this energy out, you know? There's a kind of need to study what triggers you, how that makes you want to react, and what actions you can take to kind of counteract those feelings, or to help soothe yourself or calm yourself down. I do think for the time being that the situation is not changing. But I actually want to ask about something really quick. What's this Knight of... Okay. Aha! There we go. Oh fuck. Oh fuck yeah. Oh hell yes. Oh fuck yes. You guys know that meme of like that cockroach laying in the bed that's like, oh hell yes. Oh fuck yes. There's definitely hope here. Neither of you are happy with this situation. And we have another firefly here. So one thing that Spirit is saying is that if this is in separation or something like that, you both aren't done with this transition yet. There's still more maturing to do, but the potential for this situation to come around is very high. With the Knight of Pentacles, not the Knight of Pentacles. See, this is why you just need to do... Okay, with Peace and Love, my tarot deck creators, I get that you want to be creative. I get that you want to have fun, but like, it's just so much fucking easier when you use pentacles and swords and cups instead of acorns and shells and whatever the fuck. Like, it's just, it's easier. I get it. Creative control, do what you want, but like, I'm gonna bitch about it in my readings. But with the Knight of Cups and with the Five of Cups here, because this kind of clarified both of these. I think what you had in the past was... This was a very like passionate connection. There was a lot. It feels like there was a lot riding on it, but there actually wasn't. It feels like you both felt like there was a lot riding on it just because the energy of the connection was so intense. But I definitely feel like if this is a connection in separation, then the potential for this to come back around after you both have finished like this cycle is really favorable. It's almost like you'll go right back to where you started, but like in a very good way, where it's like you're passing go, but like in Monopoly, but you know, you're not starting. You've learned a lot of lessons. You've readjusted things. Like with this Five of Cups, it's like you both are illuminating things about one another separately that you're being forced to improve upon. And with the Empty Room and the Sun energy, it's like, if this is a connection where not much is going on, it's like now that neither of you have the other person to like, I don't want to say deflect and blame, but for some of you that could be the truth. Now that you're not being distracted by this person's energy, this Sun energy can clarify what within you may have may need to be transmuted, or what's not benefiting your growth, or what's not aiding you. But rest assured, like, if you're disappointed with this situation, like this person definitely is too. But I think Spirit is saying that when it comes to this connection, there is the ability to go from, you know, Here's another fucking thing. This is not the Ace of Pentacles. This is the Ace of Wands. But I read the Ace of Acorns and assumed that was Pentacles. But no, crystals are Pentacles. I've never looked at an acorn and thought, oh, wow, that's really fucking wandy. Because it's not. Okay, anyway. I'm acting like a total fucking Aries right now. And I am. But, like, I just... So this is apparently the Ace of Wands, not the Ace of Pentacles. And I was going to make a point. It's like you going from the Ace of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. But this isn't the Ace of Pentacles. It's the Ace of Acorns. Anyway, I'm getting heated in this pile. Oh my God. No wonder y'all are like taking a break from one another. I'm like 20 minutes in and I'm like, what the fuck? Just do the right words. Anyway. Oh, what's a reading if I don't go off the rails, right? I feel very passionately about this, so, you know, it's fine. I definitely think that this could be something very stable that evolves over time, but the connection itself is very unstable. And so Spirit's saying, like, y'all gotta find stability at the very least, like, by yourselves. And I don't mean, like, I'm not saying, like, oh, you guys have to be, like, super healed and, like, perfect and amazing if you ever want to align. Like, no, that's not true. But, like, you guys have to, like, reel yourselves in a little bit. Like, gather your bearings, get your shit together a little bit. And I don't mean that, like, you don't have your shit together at all. I just mean that, like, Spirit's saying that you deserve to focus your time and energy on getting your shit together, not on fixing this connection, because this connection will be healed over time is kind of what I'm seeing. And in fact, the more time and energy you and this person put into trying to speed up this process before you're ready, it's just going to frustrate you further, and the universe is not going to budge. Because from what I can see here, it does seem like they want this connection to work, but this connection is not going to work the way you both are, like where you both are at in your lives, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, all of that. It just needs time to evolve. And it's like you guys are going to pick up right where you left off, and it's almost like you're going to start from the beginning again, but you're going to be in a much different place. Like there's going to be a lot within in the both of you that is dead and gone by the time that this rolls around. But what Spirit wants you to know is that there is absolutely the opportunity to reignite this. With the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands, not Pentacles, there's definitely going to be some kind of reignition. However, I think the reason why it is so important that you both feel grounded and stable in your own energies is because, you know, this is water and this is fire. Those elements are not necessarily the most stable. So what Spirit is saying is no matter what type of connection this is, we want you both to have a stable, attainable connection to have. And so for like the new people here, it seems like you've done a lot of that growth and transmuting already, which is why, you know, Spirit's saying, okay, like you guys are ready to come together. You know, there's going to be some growing pains, some things to work through. You're not always going to see eye to eye, but that's totally normal. It's nothing to freak out about. Like there's not going to be some huge tower moment. It's not going to all crumbling down. But with the 2 5s here, Spirit's definitely saying that like there will be some changes to be made for you to kind of incorporate a life together, but know that like a little speed bumps in the road are nothing to worry about. That doesn't mean you're not compatible or that something's wrong. But I do think with my bottom row, if this is a connection that is in separation or that is needing time, I think Spirit is really saying like until, because I don't even know what it is that Spirit is like trying to get you guys to reassess. Maybe it's that you both need to be hopeful. Like maybe, because we read this person literally has hope for this connection. So maybe if you don't, Spirit might be saying like your lack of hope in this connection is one thing slowing it down. Or you and this person like wavering between hope and not is slowing this down. But I don't want to say that and like stress you out. I think what you need to know is that it will benefit the both of you to continue following what makes you feel passionate and what you genuinely enjoy, because I feel like that will lead you right back into each other. It's like you don't even have to control this situation. Spirit will figure it out for you. Like Spirit will do that for you. So where the connection is headed for my newer people, really positive direction. Looks like it's headed somewhere really special. It looks like if you are wanting to be committed in a committed relationship with this person, it looks like exactly where that's heading. If you're already in a committed relationship with them, it seems like it's ascending even higher. And if you are not in communication with this person or something like that, Spirit is saying, we're not saying it's never happening, but we are saying it's not happening right now. It's not yet time. Keep focusing on you. I know that's an irritating thing to hear, but that's what Spirit's saying. I'm not gonna lie to you and say something else. I would be a dick if I said like, oh yeah, like you and this person are totally gonna work things out soon and like everything's gonna be hunky-dory. Like, I don't know. All I know is that Spirit is saying this transformation of death is not over yet. This process of death and leaving behind what doesn't serve you is not done yet. So until these readjustments are done, until y'all are in the right frame of mind, because like I can see here, this person definitely needs to work on their confidence. They need to work on their trust in themselves, their hope and faith in the connection, things like that. It'll all work itself out in time is the vibe that I'm hearing. So let's go ahead and get some channeled messages. We're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna like open the floor to whatever types of connections. So if some of the messages sound like they're from this group and some of the messages sound like they're from this group, just take the ones that resonate for you. I made new channeled messages, so hopefully they resonate and y'all like them. But let's go ahead and see. So Spirit, what would pile 3's person say to pile 3 if they could be completely honest? We have, I would do anything to keep you safe. And I wish we spent more time together. What else would they like to say, Spirit? My heart is yours. Aw, that's so cute. What else would this person say, Spirit? Okay, so we have, I'm surrendering this connection and trusting in Spirit's plan. Wow, it actually kind of seems like this is top row. I mean, this could definitely be, bottom row could definitely be top row as well. But this definitely seems to be more bottom row. I know how to say all the right things to get what I want. Don't trust my words. So one thing that's, maybe that's why Spirit is withholding communication with you both. Like maybe this person is unintentionally manipulative or intentionally manipulative, or maybe that's something that they're working on. But I also think, I do want to say this. I feel like people pleasers are guilty of being manipulative. And I say this as a people pleaser or recovering people pleaser, you know, because as people pleasers, you'll tell people what they want to hear in order to make them happy. And in a way that is being manipulative. You're doing it only to keep the peace and to make them happy. There's no ill intent behind it, but it can create issues, I think, when you're saying things that you don't really mean just to appease somebody. I felt called to say that. I don't know why. What else would this person say? Spirit? Okay. I'm trusting in divine timing. And I have a couple songs in here and one came out. And it's Lifetime by Justin Bieber. You are my everything. I'd give up everything. Show me the darkest parts of your heart. I ain't gonna run. Every dance is slow. Every kiss is woe. They say you know when you know. Well, I know you're the one. So I definitely think that no matter what type of connection this connection is special. And whether it's headed towards something more committed, what I think is really interesting and really beautiful is I kind of divided these all, like the green messages are heart messages, the purple messages are soul messages, and the yellow ones are ego. And in this top row, it's all heart messages. And I think both you and this person are able to show up in a more loving way because it's nothing but potential. Whereas for those of you who are in separation, it's like there's that soul energy, but also ego energy. And I think it's just really fascinating to see the juxtaposition between the two of you. But I honestly, like, I think this could apply for everyone. Like, especially if you're in the bottom row and you feel like the top row messages apply to you, I would say You're definitely right. And I would say, you know, for the top row, if anything from the bottom row resonates or sounds right, I would take that. But I feel like the bottom row messages makes more sense for them. But on the back of the deck, we have, I'm sorry for avoiding you. Confrontation triggers me, so I avoid it at all costs. So I think that's actually an important message for all of you, whether this connection is going nowhere, going somewhere. I think that one thing that you're going to be working through within this connection is learning how to handle confrontation. This person is clearly very scared of it, which makes sense based upon their energy. And I think that spirit is challenging you both to find the safety and security to be truthful, be honest, and face conflict when it happens, rather than run from it in fear and feel like, oh, we aren't agreeing on something, that means we're not perfect for each other. Like, no, that's not the case. But it could make sense as to why maybe this person avoids you, or for some of you, avoids this connection. So before we get into the extended, I'm going to pull some advice. But in the extended, I don't know if I talked about it, we are going to be looking at Spirit's honest, authentic perception of this connection and this person, what they think of this person, what they think of this connection. We're also going to be getting way more channel messages and getting some further advice. The first two have been pretty interesting so far, and we have a lot of fun over there. So if you want to join me, feel free. If not, no pressure. But we're going to finish off with some advice for you, pile 3, and see what Spirit wants you to know about this connection moving forward. So what does pile 3... Yeah, you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Yeah, I think this message is important for no matter what group you're in. You're good enough for love. You're good enough for this connection. You are good enough for mutual reciprocation. You are good enough to, like, I think one thing that's important to know is that, like, you don't have to be deserving of love. You don't need to be deserving of, like, people validating you, or feelings of validity. The fact that you exist and the fact that you're a person alone means that you deserve to feel safe. You deserve to feel loved, that you are good enough for nice things, that you are good enough to receive the kindness of others, that you are good enough to literally be on the receiving end of good things. I think you're very giving, but you don't necessarily like receiving because you're afraid of receiving. Doesn't feel like mutual reciprocity to you. I feel like receiving feels like you're taking away from somebody, even though when you give freely. So I think Spirit is challenging you to reassess how you view receiving from others. We also have expect powerful change, and I feel very hopeful that no matter what type of connection this is, there will be powerful change. Sorry if I like bursted your bubble a little bit earlier, my peeps, in separation with this person. I'm not trying to, but I think Spirit is saying, like, you can't expect powerful change, but you can't expect it to happen on your time or on your dime. So you can expect powerful change, but we're not going to tell you when. Like, just kind of frustrating, but that's how the universe works. We also have what do you need to release, and I think that this is also apt for whatever type of connection this is. So if this is a newer connection, what do you need to release from your past that is holding you back from showing up to this person in a very authentic way? And if you do have a past with this person, what do you need to release from the past in order for you to heal and move forward, whether with or without this person? And on the back of the deck, we have nothing will come of this situation in reverse. And I think that is very apt. I don't know how this got in reverse, but I do think that this is a very positive sign, that things will come from this situation. In fact, powerful changes, and that you're good enough for these powerful changes. So I think Spirit is saying, stop being so negative about this connection and stop psyching yourself out about it. There's actually a lot of value and a lot of beauty to be had within this connection. And I don't think that this card coming out in reverse was a coincidence. I think what's interesting is that we're starting and finishing with nothing. The empty room is nothing, and nothing in reverse. And so Spirit's saying that there's nothing but potential here. And now I'm hearing Life's What You Make It by Hannah Montana. Fire song, but I don't know why she's coming through. But I do think one thing that Spirit is saying is that you need to release this belief that nothing will ever come or that nothing will ever happen, because that belief is also kind of reinforcing that idea. So pile 3, shit, I almost fucked my light up. I think I'm gonna leave this reading here. If you want to join me over in the extended, I would love to have you, but if you are leaving me here, that is absolutely okay. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me, and especially if you cannot give in any financial way, which is absolutely okay, but you want to, the best way to do that is to watch my ads. It only takes a little bit of your time, and you can take a break in between, write down what you were taking in, or just take a little phone break, something like that. But if you are interested in supporting me in other ways, you can like this video, you can comment down below, let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe to my channel and click that little bell notification to be notified whenever I upload a new reading, but you don't have to. You can check out my merch, which is linked below, as well as my social media. However, be aware that there are some snaky ass scammers pretending to be me right now. I think there's at least 3 pretending to be me, so if it's not linked below, it's not mine. My only social medias are linked below. I don't have a backup account. I don't have any of that shit, so make sure it's me. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Thank you so much to you and your person, your guides, our guides, Spirit, for letting me channel this message and for letting me read for you. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 4. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the Lemurian Quartz as well as the Omni Tarot, this is going to be your reading on where this connection is headed. Now, I fibbed a little bit in the intro because I shuffled these cards so long ago, I forgot how I set it up. But essentially, all of these cards, all of these cards are representing your person, and these 2 cards are representing kind of your person, but also like the elements of the connection, the overall elements of the connection, and how they play into both of you and whatever. So this is going to represent your person's actions towards you, and this will represent how they truly feel. So the best way to determine who they are is you should at the very least be able to tell like how they act towards you. So let's go ahead and start with that. So to start, we have the Hawk. We have man holding a heart. We have chemistry, and we have I forgive myself for mistaking confusion for a lack of direction or ambition. I choose to believe that confusion is a divinely orchestrated invitation to create clarity so that I may passionately participate in the creation of the life that I want. So the ego response they have around you is definitely about control. But what I want to mention before I even my hands just started shaking. It's like almost 3 a.m. I've been filming for a hot sec, quite a few hours, but like the burst of energy that I just got was no fucking joke. Like, which I mean, to be fair, like I'm a night owl, and like, around the witching hour, I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go. Like nobody's awake. Like, yes, but I mean, the energy of this pile is definitely doing it to me. Yeah. Okay, so let's see how this person truly feels. So to start, we have the Deer. We have anxiety. Actually, you want to know something funny? In this card deck, I like know people that look like a lot of these figures, and I'm like, why is the one that looks closest to me the bitch on the anxiety card? Like, I feel called out. But we have anxiety. We also have romance, and we have regret. Okay, so now the connecting energies between the both of you. Oh my god, I can't stop like breathing. The Mystic, And the fire element, desire. I really hope somebody doesn't have COVID right now. I mean, like, obviously we're in a pandemic, so I'm sure somebody does, but like, if somebody recently, like, if you, okay, a random message, if somebody in your life told you that they had it, and you weren't sure if they were telling the truth or not, just like get out of something, I think they do have it. Because I'm like kind of struggling to breathe right now. Maybe this person is just struggling to breathe in general. I just heard cystic fibrosis as well, which I'm pretty sure is a disease within the lungs. So cystic fibrosis could be significant in some way, shape, or form. Okay. If not, this person could smoke a lot, or like there's just something with the lungs. It's really like, and for a lot of you, it doesn't feel like it's something that they've created, but more so something that's like that they've had to deal with. But for others, I definitely feel like it could be this person. I'm like, give me 2 seconds. I'm having trouble breathing. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry, guys. I like straight up almost had a panic attack. This energy is so intense. I'm fine though. Don't worry about me. Also, I did want to mention, like, whenever I get emotional in readings or I experience things like this, there's not something like physically wrong with me. It's more so that spirit is giving me information, and that information can be a lot to take in. And so cases like that where like I start panicking or something like that, I'm like, okay, I'll just turn off the camera for a second, because I understand how anxiety inducing this connection is. Holy fucking shit. Wow. Jesus. So this person is definitely a significant person in your life, in whatever way, shape, or form that is. This person is probably very confusing to you, which I just realized also was in this ego card. And it's interesting because with this man holding a heart, and one thing I want to mention as well, 45 and 18, both reduced to 9 in numerology. They also are multiples of 9. Yeah, because 9 times 5 is 45 and 9 times 2 is 18. But fuck real math, we're talking about numerology. In this card though, so there's 2 9s here, which is interesting, but the man, which first of all, this person doesn't have to be a man. Their gender identity doesn't matter, but this is just the energy coming through. I could imagine you're very confused by this person, or confused by this connection, because the way they act towards you, it's like almost like they have feelings for you, like they want to give you their heart, but they're like not gonna, but they're also not gonna give it to you. It's like, I don't know, like maybe, I don't know, like, you know, what's that commercial? Is it Capital One or something like that, where that guy has like the fishing pole with $1 on it, and he's like, and some girl's trying to grab it, he's like, oh, you almost got it, and he keeps like yanking it up. I kind of feel like that's what's going on with this person. It's, and the way that this person behaves around you may be incredibly confusing. I think it's also incredibly confusing to this person. In fact, I think that they sorry, I just got a really interesting download. No matter who this person is, I think that they outwardly express a lot of masculine traits, and I think that they suppress a lot of their feminine traits, because a lot of these cards are overwhelmingly feminine and a lot of these cards are overwhelmingly masculine. And actually, I think I want to talk about the nature of the connection first before we get into anything else. So the fact that we have the fire element here with desire, you both could be fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or have those placements. You certainly don't have to be. But with the fire element being here, this always indicates something that comes on really quickly, very passionate. And if it's not meant to be enduring, it will fizzle out and die really quickly. which I think is something that you have experienced with this person. Because for some of you, you're no longer talking to this person, or you're not communicating with them. But for others, this could be, you could be in the thick of it with this connection. With the Mystic card being here, both of you could have pretty intense psychic abilities or could be like very spiritual. However, neither of you could be spiritual, and this card could still apply. Really, when I see the Mystic, I really would like to call it actually like the black sheep. I feel like where you both really, the mutual bond, the true mutual bond between the two of you is that you both feel like outcasts and misfits. And the energy that you two bring together is a lot, I must say, as I am channeling it. Gave me a whole ass panic attack. So it's a lot, and I'm sure that it's a lot for you guys. And I think it's a lot in the physical world. There's so much red here, and I think it's interesting. Well, now I'm hearing Taylor Swift say like loving him is red. I think she's remastering the Red album, so I don't know. I'm sure a Swiftie can let us know if that's true or not. But with these two cards here, you know, fire is a really difficult element because obviously it can be incredibly destructive. And while it can be incredibly passionate and life-bringing, it can also be life-altering and life-destroying. I think that between the two of you, there's a lot of desire for the other. And I think that this connection came on quickly. It came on passionately. And it's almost like there was no controlling it. Like it just, the connection itself, it's like neither of you could control it. Like it, speaking of Control It by Kino, aka Kino Tarot. That is a song that I'm hearing. It is about being an Aries. It is a good fucking song, and she's an amazing artist. And even if you don't feel called to check out that song, you should still check out her music channel and check out her music. She's so insanely talented. But I digress. This is something that you couldn't control. And I definitely think that this person either like, I don't want to be punny, but like flew away from this connection, or kind of disappeared as quickly as they almost as like instantaneously as they showed up. And I think that this person, whether they're still in your life or not, made it somewhat clear to you that they were romantically interested in you and that there was chemistry here. Like this person definitely acknowledges that. With the hawk here, though, I think that this person could be really tall. They don't have to be, but I just got the vibe with the hawk. Like, this person's either very tall or just very perceptive, or they could be both. But this one thing the hawk talks about in this deck, in like the guidebook of this deck, talks about being like a harbinger of change. A twist of fate, something like that. And it definitely probably feels like this person was fated in your life in some way. What I'm seeing here is it's almost like this connection was bringing color to this person. And they're like, oh, fuck, I'm not ready for that. And like it freaked them out. Like, and you can even see here with this chemistry, it's almost like they're kind of trying to fly away from it. Like they're trying to get away from it. And even here, you know, with this man holding a heart, there's like this little white spot where it seems like the heart used to be. And it's like, they don't want life to be black and white and soulless and void, but they're also very afraid of what a fully illuminated life looks like. And I think that you brought a lot of illumination to this person, or the energy of the connection was bringing a lot of illumination. And I think it was incredibly overwhelming. And I think that this person didn't know what to do with this energy, or doesn't know what to do with this energy, whether it's present or past tense. In fact, I think that you may be frustrated with this person, especially if this is a present connection, like they're giving you mixed signals a lot. And that's not intentional, if I'm being honest. It may be very frustrating, but I don't think it's intentional. Because we have this ego card here, where I forgive myself for mistaking confusion for a lack of direction or ambition. I feel like this person was just very confused about this situation because, one, I think they're very protective of themselves, and two, I think that they also are very afraid of rejection. I think they're very afraid of things blowing up in their face, like with this chemistry card, you know, like what if you add the wrong elements in and then the whole damn beaker blows up? Like, it seems like this connection was very delicate and very intense. It's almost like the connection itself was like a really pissed off, hungry tiger, and you both were like poking it with sticks, kind of. Not intentionally, but like it's almost like any like touching this connection at all is like erupting it in some way. You know what I mean? And I think that this person, they never felt anything. They never seen, experienced, or felt anything like what you brought to the table before. And so they couldn't help but explore it. But the more they explore it or have been exploring it, the more confused and afraid they are, because it's like you're going deeper and deeper and deeper into this energy. And for some of you, I definitely know that this is a past energy, because when we go to their true feelings, we not only have regret, but we also have, you know, the fire element being here. This fire element, you know, talks about things can come in quickly and then fade away. And so if things have faded away within this connection, this person definitely ruminates over what happened. I think this person has a lot of regret about more so what they didn't do rather than what they did do. Because I think for a lot of you, this person was afraid of acting in a way that they would regret, and so they didn't do anything. And now that this situation is kind of settled, or now that this situation is in a place where it's in limbo, if this is a present connection, I think this person regrets not taking action, regrets not doing more. Because the truth of the matter is that they have romantic feelings for you. This isn't just lust. This isn't just, you know, a physical connection. There could absolutely, I mean, I think there's definitely some physical passion here, but I think that this person maybe is very focused on outward appearances, and maybe a way to protect themselves is that they are very outwardly masculine. I think maybe they were afraid of showing more what they deem to be more feminine traits, which there are more feminine traits here. Like, for example, air is a masculine energy, earth is a feminine energy, which we have earth here. I think this person was afraid to be vulnerable, afraid to be honest about being afraid of this connection. I think that this person was afraid to be honest that they didn't know what they wanted out of life, that they don't know what they want. And they definitely want you, but they don't know if they want everything that comes along with being with you. And I don't mean that in like, they don't want everything that comes with you. They don't know if they want everything that comes with a commitment. That's the thing. It's not you. This would be anybody, but like, you're not anybody, and they don't feel this type of way about anybody. And so typically they wouldn't even be stressed or like worried about something like this, because it's not even something that usually, like, they're usually flying above that shit. It's usually off of their radar, not even close to it. And I would say that this person is the type of person to have very quick, casual connections that maybe are very passionate but fizzle out just as quickly. And maybe they expected that to happen with you, and they found it very shocking when things were different. When, for some of you, they realized that these feelings weren't going anywhere. For others, they realized, oh, wow, this is not, I have romantic feelings for this person. This is different. I think romantic feelings spook them. I don't even think it's just romantic feelings. I think it's any sort of difficulty, any sort of conflict, any sort of vulnerability. With this Deer card here, it's like, this person is very smart, I do want to say. Like, and I think that's something that they usually bank on, is like, they can outsmart anyone, they can outwit anyone. That could be their ego talking, if I'm being completely honest. But I would say to a degree that is true. I just don't know if it's like everybody, you know what I mean? But I think when it comes to being vulnerable in earthly matters, like when it comes to grounding certain things and being upfront, I think that it really scares this person. And with this Deer card here, I think this person is a lot softer on the inside than they truly let on. And I think that this person is a lot more easily scared than they let on. And I think that this situation, I think that this person couldn't handle the heat, so they got out of the kitchen. You know what I mean? And for some of you, you might be in the heat of this right now, wondering what may happen. And I think that if this connection is enduring, I think that this person is really afraid of doing something that they regret. I think that they're very anxious about the fact that they have romantic feelings for you. I think that romance is something that really scares them. I think that they usually keep their feelings hidden. I think that that's not something that they're very comfortable with. But with you, it's like they almost can't help it. Like, it almost is like, it's almost like this heart popped out of its spot, and like this guy is like holding on to it to keep it from jumping into your hands. You know what I mean? It's almost like this guy's trying to control his heart, like trying to keep it from going anywhere that he's not comfortable with. And I think there's a lot of anxiety around not having control over this insane connection and like the fire here. And it's like, I think you both, like, when I just looked at this romance card and I heard ecstasy. So first of all, if you're doing party drugs, be safe. Maybe that's something that y'all did together. I don't know. I'm not endorsing anything at all. But one thing I do want to say, like, when I heard ecstasy, it's like if you and this person, or at least in this person's mind, I don't know how you feel. It does kind of feel like it's kind of mutual, but like, I can't assume, because if I assume, I'll make an ass out of you and me. But with this romance card, it's like, I almost feel like this person, like, being in a romantic connection with you would have been like pure ecstasy. It like would have been a high. And I think this person was very afraid of the low that would come after, or very afraid of what would happen if they lost that. It's almost like being a drug addict, and like being like, this person was afraid to being addicted to like this love. And so it's almost like, oh wow, I know I could really like this, and I could really get addicted to this, so I'm not even going to tempt myself so that I can't get hurt. But the thing is we're not talking about drugs, we're talking about love. So this person, I think, has a lot of anxiety around, honestly, I feel like this person probably finds drugs more comforting than love, but that's a lot of people in today's world, so they're not alone. But I do think that if this connection is not, there's no energy currently being fed into it, I think this person regrets not pursuing more of a romantic connection. And I think another thing that this person regrets is not being more honest about their feelings and more honest about their vulnerable side. You might feel like this person is really cold, and I don't want to say cruel, but like calculating, and like doesn't really have much of a heart, but that's not true at all. They actually have a really big heart, and it's like they only come off as cold and cruel and calculating because they're afraid of somebody realizing that it's a front and hurting their heart. And so I think that if the situation is not currently, like, there's no energy being put into it, or it's like separation, no contact, or it's just not a thing, it's in the past right now, or just meant to stay in the past or whatever, I think that this person has a lot of regret, has a lot of anxiety over it. If you're talking to this person and like maybe there's been some difficulties, like if you're trying to define the relationship and they're not ready, and you're like, you know, how it make, like, you might be feeling hurt, like, you know, why are you not, like, don't you want to be with me, things like that. And I feel like this person is saying like, of course I want to be with you, I'm very afraid of like what that might entail, or if I'm not able to live up to that, or if I'll regret it, or I'll do something that I regret. You know, this person is just very anxious, and they're overthinking a lot, and the desire does not beat the fear at this time. But it also doesn't, it's almost like this person may avoid your physical presence because they can't control themselves when they're around you. And I hope that's not in a messed up way. If it's in a messed up way, you shouldn't be seeing this person. But like, I think this person can't control like the things that they feel, and the ways that they may react. Oh my god, this reeks of Aries moon energy. Shout out to my Aries moons. I've got so many friends that are Aries moons, and they like talk to me all the time about how difficult it is to have an Aries moon. So I'm so sorry, but as an Aries sun, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn, welcome to the club. But yeah, I definitely think that this person feels the same things that you feel. They feel the same intensity. They are drawn to you the same reasons you're drawn to them. But I think that that's just, they're very, very fucking afraid. Like, sorry, I'm dropping so many F-bombs. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. I like saying fuck. It's my favorite word. But yeah, they're really fucking afraid. And they probably like saying cuss words too, because I'm saying them more in this pile. Okay, let's go ahead and shuffle your tarot now and see where this connection is headed, because I don't know where it's headed. Based on these cards, I have no idea. So we're gonna have to see. Okay, so y'all picked the Omni Tarot. Yeah, this has been an interesting pile. Like, it's funny because, like, I thought the other piles were intense. It's very rare. I mean, I think this is actually the first time I've had a pile so intense that I've had to, like, stop because I was having a panic attack. But don't worry, I'm totally fine. Hopefully you can tell that I'm totally fine. But that's the thing, like, when I'm channeling, or when most people are channeling, part of like the process of channeling it is you also experience the emotions, and like the way that spirit communicates to us is different from like a language, you know what I mean? Spirit communicates in so many different ways, and one really effective way of communicating. Okay, well, I'm taking these because I know they want to come out. To start, we have the Hermit in reverse and the Page of Cups upright. I'm gonna continue shuffling though. Like, spirit uses a lot of different ways of communication, and they're not the same ways as like human physical verbal communication. Spirit isn't physical, so they have to be creative in how they communicate. So actually, the funny thing, I found out I was a medium by watching Long Island Medium. Because I thought that lady was a shyster, and I'm such an asshole for thinking that. I'm so sorry to Teresa Caputo. I'm so sorry. But like, I'm actually grateful to her, because like when she talked about like how she channels spirit, I was like, that's what I do when I read tarot. And then the dots started connecting, and I was like, oh shit. But yeah, so don't be concerned. Like, if I cry in a reading, or I'm feeling really panicky, or I'm really anxious or something like that, that's just the energy that I'm meant to experience, so that I can get the information that I'm supposed to hear, so that I can get you the best reading possible. Don't worry about me. I'm just fine. It passes through me just like anything else. You know, like a sieve. Just goes straight through. I experience it and I let it go. Wish I could do that with my same emotions. If I could do that with my own emotions, I feel like I would be a lot better off. Good shuffle talk. Okay, let's see what else. Spirit, where is this connection headed? Where is pile 4's connection headed with their person, please? Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. We have the King of Cups in reverse. All right, that's really interesting. Okay. What else, Spirit? Can you clarify the Hermit in reverse for me? Okay, these both are the Hermit in reverse. Wow, okay, the Tower and the Two of Pentacles. How about the Page of Cups, please, Spirit? We have the Queen of Wands. How about the Ace of Cups? We have the King of Wands. All right, go off. That's a lot of fucking fire. Okay, and one more. Can you clarify the King of Cups in reverse, please? We have the World. Wow, okay. And on the back of the deck, we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And underneath that, the Four of Pentacles upright. That feels incredibly significant. Okay. So this is the difficult part where I have to put into human terms what Spirit is trying to tell me. But like what I'm going to tell you in human terms is going to be incredibly irritating. But I need you to trust me. Okay? So to start with the Hermit in reverse, clarified by the Two of Pentacles in the Tower, what I'm seeing here is that if this connection is in separation, okay, first of all, I see it heading in a favorable direction. No matter where you're at with this person, no matter where you're at with this connection. However, the timing and the process of this is going to be different for everybody. So with the Hermit in reverse, clarified by the Two of Pentacles in the Tower, I think that if this is a separation situation, or you are like in this connection with this person and maybe they haven't been communicating with you, or you're just like, they've been withdrawn, I think that is changing. With this Two of Pentacles, I immediately got the vibe that this person is like weighing their options, but I don't see that in like multiple like romantic partners or something, because like this person isn't typically open to romance. I think that's like what you need to know is like if you could symbolize these Two Pentacles, one of these pentacles would be their life with romance added to it, and then their life the way it is now. And I think what they are weighing is the fact that if they choose to open themselves up to pursuing life with you, how is that going to change them? You know, the Tower is all about breaking down foundations. It would completely change the foundation of their life. And with this Hermit in reverse, it's like they're no longer, you know, just the only person that they have to worry about. And that weighs on them heavily. I think because like I think that they're just a lot. With peace and love to your person, I think they know that. And I think that's why they're like, I don't like, they almost maybe worry that they're too much for you. But like, I think you both are a lot, like with peace and love. Because I mean, it's a lot of energy that I just took on. And like, with all of this fire energy, I mean, having the Queen and King of Wands come out as counterparts, I think is really indicative of how magnetic and attractive this connection is. And what's interesting is I almost feel like Spirit may create a Tower moment, or create an opportunity for this to come forward. But the thing is I don't know. I genuinely don't know how this situation is going to come around. Because from what I can see here, it may depend. So, you know the phrase like, oh, if the ball is in your court, the ball is in their court. So I'm going to take this as the Queen of Wands representing one of you and the King of Wands representing one of you. Doesn't mean that this is a heterosexual connection, just means that one of you has a more feminine energy and one of you has a more masculine energy. I really wanted to say one of you will be the winner and one of you will be out. But this is not Project Runway. This is Aso Tarot. So none of you will be out, and there is no winner in this situation. In fact, one thing I think the Spirit wants you to understand, you crazy little fire signs, is that you're not competing against each other, and you're not competing to see who will come out on top, because when one of you loses, you both lose. And in fact, when one of you withdraws, you both withdraw. But from what I can see here, neither of you are moving on, because with Strength, the Eight of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles, it's like, even if you're moving on, it's like, yeah, you can move on physically, but you're not moving on mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. So that's something that Spirit wants you to be aware of. But I think actually what's shifting right now is something that's shifting within your individual lives. But I got sidetracked because there's a feminine and a masculine energy here. And both of you have feminine and masculine energies within you. But one of you is more feminine, has more feminine energy, and the other one of you has more masculine energy. The feminine energy here if they instigate, so if let's say the ball is in the feminine energies court, I could definitely say that it's likely that they would instigate in a very fun, playful way. So if they're the one to take action, then I definitely think that they will reach out in a very flirty way, or in a very fun, playful, cute way, more like tee-hee way, which is definitely not what the Queen of Wands is. So I definitely think this Queen of Wands is subduing her, and I only say her because it's the Queen of Wands, is subduing her fierceness to honestly cool this connection down. Like, there's so much fire, like, no wonder, like, there needs to be a little bit of water here to like calm things down a little bit. Like, holy shit, like this connection, you guys, like, I'm sending you love. Oh my God. This is a lot. Now, if the masculine, now I think the feminine could be the one to instigate communication, reinstigate communication. Maybe if this connection has been going through some difficulties, to maybe say like, I'm sorry, or instigate a conversation to resolve things, to resolve resolution. It seems like the masculine energy is the one that is going to be taking is going to be giving some type of offer. The Ace of Cups is always an opportunity. But the thing is I don't think this opportunity will be had until, because I think this King of Wands relates to this King of Cups, but it could relate to the both of you. Whether you resonate with the king or queen energy, because like, even in your person's energy, their outward energy is very masculine, but their inward energy is a little bit more feminine. I think they're predominantly masculine, but like, their internal feminine energy is something they try to suppress, which is why Spirit's bringing it through. So maybe that's why like that balance is coming out. But with the world being clarified by the King of Cups in reverse, I feel like this King of Wands has to, and maybe it's both of you. So I won't say it's just this person. I think it definitely is both of you. It's almost like you both have to close out an emotional cycle. Like, you both are gaining emotional maturity right now. But I think one thing that Spirit may want to mention is that like, the lengths that this connection has gone to on the physical and passionately, like with how quickly it's moved, it hasn't really given either of you room to catch up emotionally. And so I think that's either what this separation is doing. It's allowing you both to catch up emotionally, or it's making space for emotions to set in after all that passion. But if you are currently involved in this connection, I think Spirit is saying that it's going to take some time for the emotions to start setting in here, or to or for this person to be ready to make you a solid offer. Because I do think that this person wants to give you an offer of some kind, but they're not ready yet. Because like, if you can see, this King of Wands is looking at the world, and this King of Cups is looking at the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is super withdrawn and withheld. And we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So this person could be definitely struggling with like a lack mentality, or struggling to feel like they're not worthy enough, or they can't give you enough. With the Four of Pentacles here, I feel like this person is still very reserved when it comes to being honest about their emotions. And so until this person learns that they can be safe and be vulnerable, that they can protect themselves and open up, they're not going to be able to offer you something. Because if they offered you something and it was rejected, or if there's like difficult feelings between the two of you that need to be worked, like if the foundation of this connection needs to change, they're not just going to come in out of the blue with some type of offer, because it's probably going to be rejected, or you're probably going to be like, what is wrong with you? Like, hello, like, how about a hi first, or how about an I'm sorry? You know what I mean? Like, shit needs to happen here. So I think what Spirit is saying is, this person, because the World card also represents all the fixed signs, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And I think that this person needs to let go of their fixed mindset around expressing emotions. I think that this person represses a lot of their emotions with the King of Cups in reverse. And I think as a result, they come out in really destructive ways at times. And so I think that until this person can revisit how they express emotions and allow themselves to express emotions, I don't think the situation can really move. until you both can be vulnerable about how you're feeling, and if you're capable of doing that, then it's clearly on this person and you can't force them to do that. So you have to be patient with that. And by all means, I'm not saying wait and be patient for them, but like, if that is what you're wanting and that's what you're hoping for, it's entirely dependent on whoever is the more masculine energy here, or both of you, to recalibrate your relationship with your emotional bodies and recognize that it's okay to express feelings. This person doesn't even feel safe in their own body. They don't feel safe with their own emotions. So it's very hard for them to express emotions or to understand what your emotions are, where you're coming from, because it's like they can barely process their own. So I think that where this connection is headed is absolutely nowhere until the both of you or this person is able to finish a cycle with, is able to heal whatever is holding them back from being emotionally vulnerable, or heal whatever is making them not feel safe enough to expose themselves or be honest. So the way that this will go about is going to be different for all of you. And I hate that, like, I can't give you more concrete, like, information. But for some of you, there's going to be some type of divine intervention. For others, you may reach out. For others, they may reach out. Like, and how long into the future that is, once again, it's different. So this connection is headed towards, this connection is stagnant until something within one or both of you changes, if that makes sense. And the thing is you can change all you want, but if this person is not open to changing, if this person is very fixed about how they view things and they're not open to switching things up, then it doesn't matter how much time, effort, or energy you put into this situation. It can't move forward unless both of you are on board. It's like the Chariot, you know? The Chariot's not going to be balanced if you only have one of the titty sphinxes. And you're probably like, what are you talking about, titty sphinxes? I'll tell you what I'm talking about, titty sphinxes. Come here, Rider Waite. No, I don't know if, I hope the Chariot is in this big pile. If not, I'm gonna look foolish. But come on, where's the Chariot? The Chariot. Because the Chariot card talks about literally, like, if the Chariot isn't balanced, it's going to tip over. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have one side working and the other side not. Watch, it's going to be in the other, fucking pile where there's, like, 4 cards. Yep, there it is. Anyway, they're titty sphinxes. See, I told you. They're 2 sphinxes, and they got titties. That's why I call them titty sphinxes. So, anyway, the point of that is, you know, if, let's say you're this titty sphinx, and your person is this titty sphinx, you know? If you're going this way, you're ready to move forward, and your person is like, I'm comfortable right here, I'm not ready to move, y'all aren't going to make much progress. This Chariot is not going anywhere. So Spirit is saying you both have to be on board. Otherwise, it's not going anywhere. So I think it's definitely important, if you want things to progress and change here. Like, obviously you can't force this person, but to always, like, feel however you want to feel. But, like, if you want a favorable change within this connection, I think one thing that Spirit is saying is to consciously feed more love into the situation. So, like, even if you're not talking to this person, instead of wondering, like, why they're not talking to you, or, like, oh God, do they hate you? Saying, I hope this person is okay. I hope they figure out what's going on. Like, I have a lot of love for them, or, like, you know, I hope that everything works out for them. Honestly, like, I think one thing that Spirit is really saying is just that, like, there's a need to be more, there's a need to be less, not more, there's a need to be less hard on yourself, because I think a lot of the changes within this connection that need to be made are more so on this person's side. I feel like you've done a lot of growing and evolving, but unfortunately it doesn't matter how much growth and progress you make if one of you is not willing to work, then this can't move forward. And so I think Spirit just wants you to be aware of that, and that also, you know, if you're doing the work and you're trying really hard and it's not going anywhere and you're frustrated, you're not required to stick around or hold on to anything at all. You have free will, and you deserve to experience connections that are going to give you the same energy that you give it. And if you feel like you're giving energy to something that is not giving in return at all, then maybe you want to withdraw your energy. But that's up to you. You have free will at the end of the day. You get to choose how you act. So we're gonna go ahead and get channeled messages from this person now. I have new channeled messages that I made, so I hope that y'all like them. We're only gonna do a few of them in the main reading, but we're going to do a lot more in the extended, which I don't know if I mentioned in this pile, but in the extended, we'll go there after advice, of course. We're going to be looking at Spirit's opinion of this person and Spirit's opinion of this connection, what they need you to know. They've been really interesting so far and very illuminating. So if you want to know more and want to see what Spirit thinks of this person and this connection, definitely head over to the extended when this reading is over. It'll be linked directly below. But if not, no biggie. Just letting y'all know. But Spirit, what does pile 4's person want to say to pile 4? What would they say if they could be completely honest? Okay. So I'm going to take these top two and I'm going to discard the rest. So I'm afraid of what people would think if I were my authentic self. I realized after I wrote this, I was like, I think that's grammatically incorrect, so I'm going to fix that. And then, we are perfect mirrors. Remember, anything in me is reflected in you too. Okay, so this person's kind of calling you out. So if you feel like you're ready for this connection and this person isn't ready, Spirit and this person might be saying, look a little closer there, Chief. You might see something you didn't see before. And I think that this is actually especially true for like divine counterparts, especially in the beginning of divine counterpart connections. It's very easy to see everything that is blatantly wrong with the other person. But as time evolves, you start to see how those things that are blatantly wrong with that person are somehow manifested within you as well, even if it's in a different way. And I think this Spirit is saying that maybe this emotional unavailability or this fear of being vulnerable with your emotions is on both sides. And like, low key, I wanted to say that, but like, I'm not reading your energy, so I don't know. And for all of you, that may not necessarily be true. Maybe you are perfectly vulnerable with your emotions. This is an online reading, you know? So it's just going to depend. But I do think that if you feel like your work is done, triple check, do a scan. Okay, we're gonna take these and that's gonna be that. I feel so confident with you by my side. We also have, I miss you more than I'm willing to admit. Yeah, I would agree with that. I have conversations with you in my head. So I definitely think that you connect telepathically with this person. And authenticity scares me. I keep my mask on at all times. And I think that makes sense. Like, I don't think that this person has been around somebody as authentic as you, or around somebody that's so similar to them as you are. And like, your authenticity and being yourself, I think really triggers them, because I think that they have worked really hard to appear normal. And so they now are like triggered by the idea that other people can exist and be their authentic selves and be weird and be okay with that. I think it triggers them to say, well, why am I not doing that? And what does that say about me? And on the, here's what else is interesting. On the back of the deck, we have, I'm so used to mirroring people's energy towards me that it's hard to know what my authentic feelings are. So this person could be highly sensitive or really sensitive to energy. But I think that this is an interesting distinction, because it seems like you two are perfect energetic mirrors of one another, but this person also is very used to mirroring what other people do, because like we said, this person is very mental. They like to see above things, and they know that if they mirror what someone else is doing, then they're going to get approval, aka then they can feel safe. But I definitely think that this person needs isolation at times to know how they truly feel. But maybe for some of you, this person isn't doing the isolating right now, and so they don't know how to feel about this connection as a result. I think that this person really just doesn't understand their emotional body, and that's kind of what they're trying to figure out right now. So we are going to finish off with some final advice, what Spirit wants you to know about this connection moving forward. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 4, and what do they need to know about this connection moving forward, please? Meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. Yeah, I think this is especially just towards your emotional body. I would meditate and contemplate like what within your emotional body has kind of been lingering there subconsciously that needs to be addressed. There's always some shit we can be working on, so I'm sure you can find something. Lord knows I can. We also have work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio, and I think one of your biggest fears, which actually we have a new moon in Scorpio coming up if you're watching this when I upload it, but it is timeless, so whenever you come across it is okay, of course okay. But I do think that with this upcoming new moon, it may be a good idea to think about maybe what fears are holding you back from getting what you want, and what fears are holding you back from being authentic with this person, what fears are holding you back from trusting in the universe, what fears are holding you back from trusting in the situation. I think there's a lot to assess within you, especially if you're looking at this person and thinking like, oh, I just wish you would get your shit together and figure it out so that we could be together. It's like, hate to break it to you, but I think that this extends to both of you, not just one of you. So I think Spirit is saying, you know, you may be afraid to kind of peek under your own hood and see what's under there, but I think that you'll actually be surprised. I think it'll be more enlightening and freeing than it will be overwhelming and disappointing. I think you're a pretty self-aware person. I think it's just hard at times for you to... It's hard to see what we've never seen before, you know what I mean? And sometimes we need random experiences or to exist for a certain period of time before we can make the connections to realize that there's things lingering in our emotional body or inside of us that we didn't realize were there. We also have You Are Good Enough. And with full moon in Virgo, I think that that is an important lesson that you both need to learn, that you both are inherently good enough and that you're valuable. As a Virgo moon, I know how hard it is to believe that, but it is true. And one thing that this card popped out in a different pile, actually. I'm interested to see if there's any mirroring piles or flip-flopping piles, because the energies, some of the energies were, I mean, it wasn't entirely the same, but there was some kind of similar energies in some of the piles. But with this You Are Good Enough, I think that one thing you need to know is that, like, doesn't matter what you have or who you love or who's on your side or who's your friend, the fact that you have a beating heart and you're alive and you're a being, the fact that you are and you do be, means you have value and means that you're good enough. It means that you're worthy of compassion. It means that you're worthy of kindness. It means that you're worthy of love. All the things that just a human fucking deserves, you are worthy enough. And you don't have to prove that you're worthy enough. You don't have to do fucking shit other than say, yeah, I am worthy. I am inherently worthy of good shit. And on the back of the deck, we have a personal issue reaches resolution. So I don't typically get timing messages, but the next full moon in Cancer could be a sign of you both finally releasing a lot of emotional stuff, holding this connection back. I don't even know when that would be. So you'll have to Google that. But when it comes to this card, I definitely think that in order for this situation to move forward, it's like you both have to resolve personal issues internally. And I think a lot of them have to do with emotions, you know, Cancer energy. Oh my God, a new start is coming on top of the deck. So I definitely think that a new start will happen here. Or if you are in this connection right now, I feel like you will be able to hit the refresh button or the reset button and, you know, resolve these issues. But I definitely think that one thing maybe holding you both back at this time is a fear of being vulnerable, a fear of being intimate, a fear of expressing how you feel, and, you know, the fear that you're not good enough, or the fear that this connection will be gone. So pile 4. Ooh, I'm going to take this over to the extended now. So if you want to head over there and join me, I'd love to have you. But if you're leaving me here, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me, and so I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who does that. But if you're interested in supporting me in other ways, you can buy the extended. You can like this video. You can comment down below. Let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe to my channel and click that little bell notification to be notified whenever I upload a new video. You can check out my merch. It is linked below. You can check out my social media. There are a ton of scammers pretending to be me right now, so do be aware that my only social media accounts are linked below. Anything else is not me. Especially on Instagram. I have a lot of people pretending to be me on Instagram. So just know I will not like reach out to you and slide in your DMs and offer you a reading. I can barely text my friends back with peace and love. And if I did have the time and energy to do personal readings, that is not the way I would go about it. You guys would know if I was doing personal readings. I would be very excited about it and I'd be letting you guys know, because like I want to do them. It's just I don't have the time or energy to do them. So yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for letting me read your cards. I really hope that this was helpful. Thank you to your guides, my guides, your person, you, for letting me read your energy. I really hope that this helped you in any way, shape, or form. If not, sorry. Hope I didn't waste your time, at least. I hope it made you laugh a little bit. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video. Oh, by the way, this person may be a life path 9, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye!